with you guys at the table.
No.
And y'all can fill in the blanks if you will, but I'm going to try to keep it Reader's Digest. Essentially, Jason, the last session that you and Wes and Jason Osterbine and Jacob and I played together here at the house ended with you getting grappled by the mimic chair. Yes. So you all beat the crap out of it, and Galdean shot it with a firebolt. Yeah. And we kind of ended game there, right?
Recording in progress.
The results of that were actually pretty funny, because when we resumed game, you all were unfortunately hypnotized and enticed into enjoying the incredible array of the most exotic gourmet foods in the kitchen, fully set and prepped and ready for elite guests. You and Galdean the wizard ate this food and were entranced by its magic, almost like the Mad Hatter's tea party. The longer you sit there and eat, the less you have a track of time, or like the ambrosia or the lotus eaters. While you two were in the dining room, being served all the greatest foods of your imagination by the two eager homunculi, Harvey Birdman and Venlee were exploring the rest of the mansion further to the west. And when they were out in the hall, they heard the mimic chair gurgle and puke, and it actually vomited up a small gnomish man, an elderly man. And I'll let Brian describe his character in a minute. But essentially, this chair had swallowed his character, and he had been trapped in Fistandia's mansion inside the belly of the mimic for an undetermined amount of time. He can fill you in on his character quirks, and you'll see them play out in game. But to the best of y'all's understanding, it's been an unhealthy amount of time. Now, Tree is playing Happy. She is also a gnome, and I'll let her describe her character as well. Her character showed up when a copy of the very book you all opened in the study at Candlekeep came crashing through the ceiling. And it actually landed right here outside of the first floor study. I don't know if you can see the click attention on the map.
Yeah.
So basically what happened, Harvey went over to pick up the book, and when he picked up the book, just touching it and interacting with it, caused it to behave erratically. Well, at that same time, Tree's character in another parallel dimension, she was actually on planet Earth, and she was trapped in a restaurant for 40 years as the head chef of the Golden Scepter. And on this fated day, the wizard, Mordenkainen, attended the restaurant as an honored guest and requested her to make a very special meal, the Port L wine. And so she followed the instructions.
By the way, portal.
Yeah. So she followed the instructions of this recipe, cooked it to his liking, and he released her from the entrapment in the book. So she appears before you in the mansion. Her character was actually working at Candlekeep as a page, an avowed member of librarians, volunteering her time to study at Candlekeep so she could have entry to the interlibrary's research items. She was assigned to Fistandia as a personal study assistant, and during her time there, she only saw Fistandia once or twice. Well, one strange day, she went to attend to cleaning up the study, the very room that you all were portaled out of into this current micro dimension. And she opened the book and inadvertently solved the riddle. But when her solution was given, it pulled her out of the Toril and the Fey realm, or the Forgotten Realms, and into a parallel Earth of our world. So you all kind of work together to try to decipher some of the craziness of the mansion and figure out the riddle to release yourselves. The homunculi played games with you and divulged little informations through clues and teasing and just bits of pieces they shouldn't have let out. And you connected the dots to find out that there is a procedure, a route, and a method to leave the mansion and discover the solution. One other thing that you will recall back from the game with Jason and Jacob originally, like last year, is the Boggle. Do you remember
Yeah.
chasing the Boggle? All right, so this
Yeah.
Boggle made an appearance in Fistandia's mansion, and he's
Mm.
currently petrified. He's not petrified literally. He's afraid for his life and hiding on the atrium. He actually gave information saying that he was sent by Baba Yaga to contact Fistandia, and he kind of joked about not being able to leave the mansion and how it was a trap, but he didn't understand the end game of Baba Yaga's plan. And we'll go ahead and turn it over to players to catch each other up. So, Tree and Brian, if you guys want to
Okay.
describe your characters and talk about them real quick. And then, Jason, since you haven't played with them, if you want to give them a little bit of information about your paladin, and then we will get rolling.
I have a really quick practical question
Go
before we.
for it.
Okay. I'm still in the dining room. How do I get to where you are?
So, there should be a way for you to click on your token and drag it
Mm-hmm.
around. It may be a click and hold action. I think you can also choose select in the upper left hand corner.
Okay.
And more
Now,
directly
if you
via
have
the
trouble moving the
staircase.
if you have trouble moving the token, Jason, just let me know and I can move it where you'd like, just from an
And
easy
you can
gameplay
use the
standpoint.
plus at the top right to make it get bigger so you can actually see the stairs. Because when it's small, it's like, what?
Though you are in the dining room, couldn't hurt to look for a dumbwaiter.
Okay, and I'll put the map up.
Yeah, and actually,
So yeah.
Let me get it a little smaller.
Jason, I'm gonna actually have your character start there anyway, and I'll
Okay.
work you in.
Well, you can move me back then.
Okay, I'll get you
Can
back.
you?
And
Can you move me? I think
yeah,
as a DM you can move me.
yes, I certainly can. In that way,
Yeah.
it's just a little bit easier for you to get around. Where did you put Jaron at?
I put him in the room with everyone else, but he's
Oh, I guess
under.
he's underneath of somebody.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be under my homunculi. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let us begin. You all are, or actually, no, I didn't give y'all a chance to go over anything. Brian and
Yeah.
Tree.
So yeah, I think under my homunculi is what I'm going to entitle my memoirs. All right, cool.
It sounds vaguely disreputable, but
yeah, it would be. It would be, honestly.
Hmm.
So
Don't
yeah,
ruin the gag about the homunculi, Brian.
so yeah, I guess let's see. I jotted down some notes I can't read, but let's see. All right, yeah. So I guess I was ejected here by a mimic. So I guess the mimic and I had a disagreement, and I disagreed with it fatally. Oh yeah, you called me old. I'm not old. I'm just a gnome. We all kind of look old, but
yeah,
you know
he and I are
he's not
like
really that old.
20s, right?
Yeah, he's
Oh, I thought you
relatively
were like an
young.
old man. I'm sorry. My
No,
bad.
he's bearded. We all just kind of look a little bit old. So you know, a lot of people make that mistake. It's okay. Don't feel bad. You know, it's all about the environment in which you grew up. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, I made a stupid note earlier. You said something about the book behaving erratically. Just like for the record, I think if a book behaves any way at all, I think you can consider that to be erratically. I just wanted to point that out. And let's see.
I like
Yeah,
Mel talking about erratic behavior.
yeah. Well, that was me talking. For Mel, that is that is a normal thing. As a matter of fact, this whole thing is perfectly normal for Mel. He has been unstuck in time and space and reality for quite some time now. So honestly, Mel is having a hard time telling this, like seeing this as any different from any other day for him. So he's a little bit confused as to why everybody's trying to get quote unquote out, because he really doesn't see, like, you know, being in or out as necessarily like different things anyway. So yeah, so some of the behavior is still puzzling to him, but he's perfectly willing to go along with whatever Happy wants to do, and she seems upset. So yeah, he's down with whatever she wants to do. He's good either way.
Oh, thanks,
So
Mel. what about your little friend? Tell us about your friend.
Oh, yes, yes. Mel has a little bit of a history. Earlier on, he had been in a place that involved some like underwater stuff, and there was like an underwater suit that had an air pump. And ever since then, he's been using the spell Tiny Servant to animate this air pump, and it is a little animated air pump with sort of like a handlebar mustache. It's a bit of a pugilist with a Napoleonic complex named Pomplamoose. Um, and he sort of follows me around pretty much everywhere, and he's my little companion. And I do believe when we left off last session, um, I had figured out what the puzzle was most likely to open up this door, and
Uh-huh.
then I noticed when people were being impatient, I just slapped a window on the wall and then went through it to go into this sort of little library room back here. And I think the last thing I did was grab like the big book to read it, and then make a blanket fort
Hmm.
to hide under in order to read it. And I think bad things are about to happen. So I think that's where we are.
Yeah, the bookcase has come alive and stuff that's chained to it and is coming out and attacking us. And apparently it was because we rushed getting into the room without playing with the telescopes.
I hate when that happens.
I know. Just so
Well,
Happy hasn't seen Mel in a while since he made his pact with the Archfey, but we're cousins. We're gnomish cousins, and I'm a scribe, Order of the Scribe gnome with the Scroll Wizard. So I'm all about the libraries, and Mel was a little more lighthearted. So I haven't seen him since he made his pact with the Archfey, and he's always been a little quirky. But I'm trying to kind of figure out, like, is he putting us on for some reason, or what's going on with Mel? So Happy got sucked away into the kitchen and became a master chef and was there for years and years. And now she's come back and she's in her 20s again. She wants to get out of here. She has a awakened companion that's spectral, and it's Bob Ross because when she was on Earth, she became a Bob. Actually, her religion is the Bobs, so that's like Bob Dylan and Bob Ross,
Kind
right?
of like the dude abides,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Bob vibes,
So
the
Bob
Bob
Ross, she
vibes,
sends him
and
off.
the dude
He's spectral,
abides.
so he can go through walls and stuff. And he paints pictures and sends them into my mind, so I can experience stuff. So one of the highlights was when he was looking out a window and Harvey was looking in, and Bob Ross got a giant bird eyeball.
Hey, and
Hmm.
I did pretty much give you the solution to the telescope puzzle before I then got distracted and wandered to the wall, right?
Okay, so why don't we
Yes.
look at that
Okay,
on the
good.
clues? Because oh, if I go to the right place.
So we're gonna we're gonna kick off now because I want to throw you guys right into the action.
Okay, well, do
Cool.
we want to talk about the telescope clues or?
I'll get you guys into that in a
Okay.
minute.
Okay.
Uh, Wes, are you jumping in on anything, or are you just ready to go, bud?
No, I'm just ready to go.
All right, here we go. So, Happy, you looking through the eyes of Bob, see your cousin Mel as he lays on the floor, kicking his little gnomish feet on his tummy, with his hands propped up, reading this giant book. Pomplamoose is nearby, even though I don't have the avatar close for him. Pomplamoose is nearby, and you see him kind of pantomiming instructions to Mel on what to do with the book. And Mel keeps lifting up the sheet and kind of like satisfying, like, yeah, I get it. In the midst of these things happening, as you all are in the other room with the telescopes, you hear loud rumble that resonates through this entire floor. Uh, Jason Fisher, for Jaron, I need you to roll me a perception check. Um,
Uh,
those of you
okay.
that are upstairs, in addition to this loud rumble, you also hear the rattling of chains and a ear-shattering, incredibly fright-inducing.
That that
I
was
move
fright
it
inducing.
to.
All right.
um,
So in your in your intoxicated state of eating this enchanted food, you hear a rumble coming from upstairs, but a part of you is more interested in the food in front of you. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw. And then upstairs,
I get +5 on wisdom, so hopefully that will be better than.
Venlee, was your character actually in that hallway down the other direction, or were you in the laboratory room? I'm looking at your token on the map.
I have no idea.
So it's 10 + 5, so 15.
All right. So with your save, you're able to shake off the stupor of this intoxicating food, and you look up from your plate, and you squint your eyes for a bit. When you look around, all of the fancy fineries of the table setting are gone. The only thing that remains on the table is the flatware, which is completely empty. And as you look at it, it appears to have a thin coating of dust and cobwebs. You also notice that nobody you came here with is anywhere in sight. And I'll let you free move real quick. So you tell me where you want to go. I'll move your token, and I'm going to catch up with the crew upstairs. So think about that for a moment, or just shout it out when you're ready. Wes, Venlee, do you want to be in that hallway, or would you want to be with the rest of the party in the telescope room?
Where am I right now?
Currently, you are standing right here, and it's almost as though, you might be in the fog. That's why. Your character was accidentally under some fog. I think you were at the top of the stairs originally, and I might have bumped your character over.
Okay.
You do notice a door there, in addition to this suit of armor that had the word Freyot emblazoned on the tunic with the shield for its royal crest.
Okay, which I've seen
right.
that.
Yeah.
I've seen that on there.
It's the same name, but downstairs the armor's all damaged, and up here it was clean.
Yeah. Just 1 second. Let me get Wes to finish up real quick. So what's up, Wes? You're good.
Yeah, so I've noticed that I've seen that before. So I guess I will, if they all moved into that other room.
Yeah. So looking behind you is kind of like these 3 squares here. It's like an open banister that looks down over the stairs. So if you look diagonal to a southwestern direction, you would see this door slightly ajar, and you would see flickering like white and bluish lights kind of dancing out of the crack in the door and onto the floor. And then from the doorway here, underneath the door, you would see a faint orange glow flickering.
But no one's been there as far as we know.
Yeah, that door is totally closed. I mean, you can interact with it if you want to.
Does Jaron know where the staircase is?
So if you walk out to the hallway, it's pretty much plain as day. So, like, if your character decided to leave the kitchen or leave the dining room, so you step over the guts of this mimic chair. You look to your left, and you see a glass door where those blue and red arrows are. The first time you were here, you all were in such a stupor, you failed to notice the beautiful exotic atrium of plants. It's almost like a greenhouse, and when you peer out there, it's darker than you remember it being. As you look down in the western direction across the long stretch of hall, you can see the corner rounding over here to the entry door you came in. You can see the open door to the kitchen where light peeks out, and then the carpeting just edges up to here where the stairs would be. And then further down the hall, you see a large pile, 2 separate large piles of books that are clogging the hallway, making it difficult terrain to walk into the library. The door here is also open, and there is like a purplish hue light coming from there. But there doesn't seem to be any like activity or sound or movement of light or shadow. So if you chose to move in any of those directions, just let me know, and I'll move you to where you are.
Jaron is going to walk to the steps and go up the steps.
All right. So as you go up the stairs, this is the first time you'll have seen Wes's character since coming out of your stupor. And when you get about halfway, you see your female monk friend that you came to the Candlekeep with, and she's standing inspecting a suit of armor and looking at a wooden door with wrought iron filigree hinges and an ornate antique brass handle with a blackened patina.
But we know that everybody went the other way. Do I know that everybody went the other way?
Yeah. So like when you bound up the stairs, because you kind of came out of the exercise room after everybody decided to run up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know that everybody kind of like haphazardly and excitedly rounded the corner and piled into that room with the doors cracked. And that's actually why it's cracked. It's like it partially swung back but didn't close itself.
Okay, I'll just yell down the stairs. I'm like, I think everybody's over this way, and then make my way over there.
All right.
Like I guess is.
So you bound around the corner, and as you're looping around the corner, and you let Jaron know.
Yeah.
You enter a room. And this room looks very similar to the one you saw in the cellar, although it is much better lit. Actually, in this room, you see the layout of books. Additionally, some beakers and chemicals, but not like those below. And along the walls, you see a small bookcase, a blackboard in the corner with unique arrangements of star constellations drawn and scratched through. And then on the north wall, stacked on large laboratory shelves with cabinets, is a series of dried specimens and laboratory equipment like telescopes and other lenses. And then, Jaron, would you follow after Venlee's command? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him into the study-ish room.
So you rush into the room and you come up right behind Venlee. The two of you are looking around this, what almost looks like a science classroom, like a college, like chemistry classroom. And opposite the door you came in is another door that actually is completely ajar. So it is wide open.
So we see right in there.
Yeah, the two of you look at your friend, Coriander, the homunculi. He stands on top of a marbled pillar supporting a glass crystal ball looking thing that is actually glowing a yellow color. And he's sort of perched up there with his froggy like flappy feet. And he looks down the hallway and sees the two of you, or looks out of the room through the doorway and sees the two of you standing between the laboratory counters. And he says, "Hey, Bubs, are you going to get over here? Things just got a little bit crazy."
Yeah, I'll go. I like these guys.
Yeah.
All right, so the two of you rush into the room at Coriander's
I'll go to like the top right corner.
Okay. Jaron, do you just want to stand like here, or are you tucking out of the way somewhere, or are you staying out of the room?
I'll stand by the doorway.
Okay. In the room or outside of the room?
In the room. Yeah.
All right. So when you get over there, Coriander points behind him as he sees the two of you walk up. And he says, "Your friend over there, he broke the rules." And you see him pointing his hand behind himself at a small doorway. It's the perfect height for your gnomish friend to walk casually through. And you guys do a double take and you look at Coriander, and then Coriander looks at the two of you and he sort of sizes you up. He says, "Let's see it now. Nah, ain't gonna happen." And he basically motions to you that the opening is much too small for you all to fit through unless you were to get down really probably on hands and knees and crawl through it. In the other room, the boom starts again. But this time, Venlee and Jaron, as you've approached closer, the boom shakes the very floor underneath your feet so much that all of you in that room have trouble maintaining balance. It's almost like when you have vertigo or really dizzy off of a roller coaster. It starts to kind of mess with that equilibrium. And you hear the same like shriek sound again. And with that, we're going to go ahead and kick this shit off. Roll initiative.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right.
And that is a 12. Okay, let me come back and
Woo! Look at me with a 21.
Oh shit! The least interested and the least aware of the party just rolled the highest initiative.
And
I'm
the person
24.
that generally rolls really low.
Oh damn! Venlee just smoked you.
Mel is speed reading.
I get to roll with advantage though, so that helps.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So you said you got a 24?
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. All right. Let me go ahead and get this thing going here. My computer's running a wee bit laggy, so I do apologize in advance. D&D Beyond is like a huge resource hog. Oh, it would probably help if I closed out my 3D program. My bad, y'all. You would think I'm like an amateur dungeon master or something.
You know,
All
we're
right.
having a good time. I don't think anybody's going to complain if it takes a couple of minutes to get things through. I'm just so grateful
all
to
right,
be playing.
So, Happy, you instantly get a vision as Bob Ross starts setting to you almost like, did y'all watch Stranger Things? The little kid, the little kid.
Yeah.
So the kid who gets trapped in the Upside Down, Will Byers, he basically like automatic writing, but he draws, and he furiously takes a crayon and starts drawing like the horrors he saw in the Upside Down. Instantly, your mind, Happy, is flooded with the most vile and vicious and absolutely raw, horrible images that you've ever seen in your mind's eye. You are completely terrified at this visage that keeps appearing and flashing before you. Bob is going furious right now, and his spectral hand is reaching out of his sketchbook self, and he's sketching and drawing furiously and flipping pages of his own, spectral form. And as he does that, it's like a movie where it's spinning like a zeotrope. The pictures are almost animating at you, and you see a black, shadowy, demonic face rushing at him with an open maw. Mel, go ahead and roll me a perception check to see if you even give a shit.
I love perception checks. I'm so bad at them. Let's see if I give a shit. That's a dirty 2.
Mel, despite the shrieking and demonic screaming, you remain under your blanket.
That is literally what the blanket is for.
Nice. Keeps out the nightmares.
Yeah.
You have your one of your drift globes that you collected from the porch of the atrium, and it is providing a faint glow for you to continue reading through the book. And let me go ahead and get these mana jammas in here too, so I can actually start combat for you guys. And hopefully they roll high for me. And let me go ahead and all right, so it looks like Venlee, you're up.
So I don't see anything, right?
You don't see anything. Actually, I'll take that back. When the shriek happens and the rumbling and shaking of the room, it's almost like all the light in the telescope room gets sucked out of that room and drawn into the room that Mel crawled into with the small doorway. In the room with the telescopes, once you and Jaron came in, you would look around you, above you and all around, and the walls would be coated with actual stars. But the longer you stare at them, the roof completely disappears as you look up into the night sky. The place where the real actual doorway is where he placed the hole. And on that wall, in the place of one of the solution stars from the puzzle, is his opening. So he's actually like kind of knocked out part of the puzzle's image, but it shows 5 stars arranged in a pentagram, basically, and adjacent to that is 2 constellations that none of you all had seen before in the planet of Toriel and the midnight skies of the Forgotten Realms. It's actually the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. Outside of game, this telescope room is looking into the Milky Way galaxy's night sky, like what a person on Earth would see.
Interesting.
So, but all the light has been drawn out of that room. So, like, think about like glow stars you have as a kid that react when they get enough light. They just start to dim and fade. So it's like the room is going black on you when that shriek happens.
But I see that. But I know that they're all. Well, I at least know that Mel's in other room because he had his little door there. And I probably can't get through there.
No, you can get through the door, but you'd have to kind of crouch down.
Yeah, it's just window sized, normal window size.
4x4,
you crawl through it. It's
or something. I mean, it's
we'll call it
okay,
difficult terrain.
Many things.
Yeah, we'll call it difficult terrain.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll go ahead if Mel's in there because I know that's where all the noise is coming from. And is it light in there?
When you see the
is it lighter?
Yeah, where the light was drawn out of your room, all of a sudden that light comes into the room that Mel's door is in. And it's almost like somebody has a light on in a bedroom. That beam of square yellow light pushes out of the doorway.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll try and get through the door.
I'm actually going to modify something to the game to make combat a little bit easier. I'm going to bring a map up real quick. And put it in just so that way we have a little more space for y'all to move around.
Something a little bigger.
Yeah, I'll explain how it'll work here in a minute. So you push through, and I'll say that when you come through the door, you can occupy the same space as Mel. You're literally standing over top of Mel, like straddling his back as he's under the blanket fort.
Yeah, he's like laying down reading a book, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think he's reading one of the books with the glowing letter on the back. Is that right?
Yes, actually, that is correct. So the book he picked up off of the study desk for the chained library had the same cover where the golden face was emblazoned on it. And that cover artwork was the image for the wizard Mordenkainen. And on the edge of the spine, there was another one of those letters you all were looking at. It is a letter L. And you all haven't made it close enough to Mel or the book to cross-examine what exactly is in the book or what he's looking at. So at this point, it's just from a distance appears to look exactly like the book that brought you all here in this fated place.
All right.
And they're blank on the inside, right? These ones?
Well, so the previous ones that you all have run into, when you flip through them, there's nothing on the text. So at this point, like I said, y'all haven't actually come up to interact with Mel or the book. So you're not sure whether or not this book is empty like the others or in fact does have information in it. Let me go ahead and we're going to make this a little bit epic. So I'm just getting the map real quick, because this will be fun if I can pull it off for you guys. But it's your turn, so you can go ahead and decide what you like to do. Oh, sorry, Venlee, when you walk into the door, looking to the left and the right of the chained library, you see phantasmal, smoky blue chain apparitions flail out from the front of this library that is connected to the wall. And there are books floating and swirling everywhere, like it's possessed. And to the left and the right of the library, you see a ghastly black figure with a demonic-looking face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I had a bit of a distraction there. Did my turn in the initiative already go by?
No, I went first.
It did not, no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're good.
Terrible.
So was that my whole? I mean, I guess that's like my movement. And you said it was difficult terrain, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you would still have your action and your bonus action and stuff.
Uh, I see these things and I'm like, geez, look at these. I guess geez, I guess I'll do what I do and try and hit the one up north of me with my quarterstaff.
All right.
Because why not?
All right. So go ahead and make an attack check for me.
That is a natural 20.
Ooh, first critical of the game.
So 27.
Of course, that hits.
You want me to go ahead and roll that or roll for another one too, real quick?
Oh, you want to do both your attacks real quick? That's fine with me. And then we'll do damage after.
That way I can just do damage. And that is a 18 plus 7 to hit. So
okay. Yep, definitely hits.
I will do a critical for this first hit. So the first one is going to be 11.
Nice.
And
dude, D&D is so awesome. Your rolls are popping up on the main page. Like, I'm looking at my encounter.
Is it showing up?
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm seeing it in all of my D&D screens right now. That's so sick. They've really worked on this.
And then I'll do another. Then just roll regular for the other one.
Yeah.
That was 11 on the first one.
Okay.
And then that is another 9, so 20 damage.
All right.
Let me see what this thing is real quick. I can't remember what this does. Nah, I don't think I want to do that because it's necrotic damage. I don't know what these sons of bitches have. And then I will. I guess I'll just use a key point for patient defense because I'm pretty sure he's going to attack me since I just did all that to him.
Okay. And what does patient defense do? It gives you advantage
lets
against.
Me take the. I can use one. I can spend one key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on my turn.
Okay.
So I basically just take the dodge. So I guess he gets disadvantage on hits against me. I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. That seems like the best. I don't feel like I need to do flurry of blows or anything.
All right. Are you all seeing the new map now?
Not yet.
Okay. I might have to switch you to it. All right. Here we go. I think it'll go through it now. Now, are y'all seeing it now?
No.
Not yet.
It might take a minute to load.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Sometimes I have to refresh.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and refresh on my end.
I'm not in it. I think it was because I pulled up my character sheet on 2 different computers, and I think that the one that wasn't in above VVT took focus, and then it didn't.
If you make your rolls outside of the sheet in there, then stuff doesn't update correctly anywhere.
No,
it becomes a whole big mess.
In the above VTT one, but I loaded the view screen outside of above VTT on another computer, and I think that when I logged in, it took focus away from that one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
To the one in above VTT, and so now the rest
Do you guys
of them should be okay.
Are you guys looking at a black screen now or no?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. That's exactly what I wanted. So let me go ahead and bring you guys in real quick.
You know, I feel like you trapped us like that somehow.
Like mice. Yeah.
We're in a void now of some sort. I attacked that thing and I got sucked into that guy's like brain or something.
Are you looking at a black screen? Then you're looking at my heart.
You're dead. All right, let's see. Who am I missing? All right, Venlee, you should be on there. Let me make sure I get Happy. Do I have Happy? Oh, here's Happy. All right, now I got to throw down some monsters. This is the only part that I think takes a long time. I wish it would let you like save your tokens to where they could just come from one map over to the next, like and save in like a token library. That's the only thing I will say I like about the owlbear. Let's see.
Except for the fact that it screws up most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm almost set up, guys. I promise.
We've got a frozen, like Zoom is not frozen, but the Zoom pane inside studio is frozen.
I'm saying, I don't know why I've, you said something about Zoom.
Right.
I've done it through Discord all the time.
All right, so you guys should be looking at the animated chained library in the library now. Is that correct?
Hold on, I'll
I
refresh.
still see black.
I think I need to refresh.
I'm refreshing my screen.
So let me refresh this one too.
See what it shows.
Also, in all fairness, West, owlbear mostly just hated you.
It hated every single computer that I used. Honestly,
The 10-year-old
It's the weirdest
laptop in
thing.
particular, right?
No, it hated every single computer I used.
It really did. No, it was Wes. It had something out for Wes.
I'm still getting black.
As a matter of fact,
Yeah, I'm getting black too.
I wasn't even going to put owlbears and murder hobos until I was like, well, Wes is here. I should put in some owlbears.
Right. Let's just make this easy.
I wonder if. No, I thought maybe it was I needed to zoom out and find it, but it's black everywhere.
See, this is those times where you wish your buddy Jason was playing the game with you tonight because he could help you with some of the stupid BTT glitches.
Let's see. I am getting out, going back in just to see.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to see if
that's what I
switching
did.
to the scene does anything. Because you should be looking at like a giant open library room with lots of bookcases and desks.
I got nothing.
You don't have the whole thing fogged or anything?
Oh, it is fog. You're right. Damn, I'm such an
Yeah,
idiot.
way to go,
Bro, inspiration. For
Good
real,
job, Brian.
Ryan
man.
knows that because it's happened before.
Ooh, I got inspiration.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you do have inspiration.
I promise I will use it irresponsibly.
I hope you do. All right. Is that better?
There we go. I see
Hey, there we
something.
are.
There we go. Okay.
That's
All right. So I'm just going to say the lineup is as follows just because I don't want to be jerks. And I wanted to have you guys kind of like RPG style. Like JRPG, you guys got sucked into this this area.
That's nice.
All right.
Wow.
So, Venlee, you would have charged forward to make your attack, so you're the only one I'm going to move up, and you went to attack this guy here.
All right.
Okay, now where's the book with the chain now?
The chained library is in the middle, and so essentially it is this whole back wall. I've just pulled it out so you can see what you're attacking.
Okay, so am I still over there where that is?
Hold on 1 second. No. So since Wes attacked, like he said, it kind of just basically pulled you all in and then opened you all up to this place.
Well, but my question is, I was
you would still be on the floor, like reading your book, if that's your question.
So,
but you wouldn't be like
the
right
book
up on it.
The book was chained before, so is it still chained?
Yeah, we'll just put you right here. So I'd say you could be. I'll put you like 15 feet away from it, so
Like
the chain has some length. And yeah, you're curled up, like laying on a couch now. Or
cool.
You can shoot with it.
Yeah, that works. He made the blanket fort on the couch. That actually is that tracks.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah, that's super classic. So he's laying on the couch and he's got the blanket fort on top of that, and he hears a lot of horrible noises coming out of there, coming out from outside the blanket fort, right?
Still frozen.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah. Does everybody remember their initiatives? Because I can't. I'm gonna have to edit this real quick. So it was 24, 20 for you, right?
21 for Brian, I think.
Yeah, I was 21.
Okay.
Mine was 7.
I think mine
Yours
was
Isn't it on the can't you just go
It
look
is
in the chat?
log. It is in the
Yeah.
log. You're right.
I have -1 on initiative.
That's always the best, right?
Meanwhile, I get to roll with advantage +4. Seems fair, right?
I mean,
Well, I mean,
let's see.
monk shit.
I don't
It's fair.
see yours happy or yours, Jaron. If you want to just give me a heads up.
what do you mean?
What
Like
what was your
yeah.
initiative?
Oh, mine was 8 minus 1, so 7.
Yeah, I got that one. And then Happy, what was yours?
I believe mine was 9. It was either a 9 or a
Okay.
12, but I think it was a 9. And I got us unfrozen. So,
Awesome.
which is good because I was actually in one of those things where I was intently frowning at the screen for, I don't know, like 5 minutes.
All right. So
Why do you
I
have me
don't
on the
know.
bottom?
I don't know why it
Who-
kicked you to the bottom. What the heck?
So what?
I
what
guess you
is
can't
the,
have a 26.
What
Okay,
is
there we
the
go.
lineup?
I rolled a 24.
I know I made you a 26 just to try to put you at the top.
Oh,
Because it's not like let me put people where I want them to be, unfortunately. There we go. That works. All right, cool. So after you attack this shadowy figure to your right of the chained library, Wes, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
okay. That should be good. Wait, hold on. Is this against being charmed or magic? That
No.
can put me to sleep.
Mm-mm.
Damn it. Okay, that's a 24. 17 plus 7.
All right, you pass. As you see,
Better.
a large rusted chain shoot out from the library, almost like a snake animated by itself, and it whips over and across, trying to hook around your neck and draw you in. You spot the chain and hear the whoosh and duck below as it whips around, and the chain passes through the shadowy figure, seemingly leaving it unharmed. And then it draws itself back into the chained library and coils up at the ground as you hear these large, heavy chain links rattle and clang together against this ornate marble tile floor.
Interesting.
It basically used one of its legendary actions. It doesn't have legendary actions. I'm beefing this fight up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it used its legendary action to do a book whip at you as a reaction for the attack against its allies.
Nice.
Now, with that, it is going to take its turn. It is going to multi-attack. Brian, as you lay on the couch reading the book, you feel the book in your hands as you're peering into it. It actually draws back from you and pulls itself underneath your belly with great force. So go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw as well as you feel this giant tome being ripped from underneath of you.
Did I get to read anything from it before I did that?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, my dex
After that.
save is a 20,
All right, so you pass your save.
and my Arcana check is that's only a 16.
It still doesn't seem like it's really him, right? I think he may have been kidnapped by aliens.
I mean,
I know,
that's
right?
an
Your rolls
that's
are
an,
too good tonight.
no, that Arcana's an 8 on the dice. I just have a +8 on Arcana.
Oh, okay.
It was a terrible roll.
All right, so as you feel this book being pulled out from underneath you like a tablecloth being ripped off the table, you manage to push yourself up on your hands and your feet in like a push-up position. You look over and you see Pamplemousse, and he sticks up his thumb, tweaks his mustache, and goes, right. He gives you his approval as you're able to show some muscular fortitude to dodge this book flaring you off. And with your Arcana check, in that moment of realization, you understand that you're being attacked by this book now. And you recall when you looked in its pages, you saw nothing.
Oh.
And so with that, it's going to make its first of 2 attacks. The first one, you're going to hear a loud, and from above your head, a chained book is flapping at you, almost like the size of a manta ray as it grows bigger and bigger. That is a 17 on die, plus it's 4 to hit. I'm assuming that hits you.
That's a safe assumption.
And let's roll our attack. D8, where's my D8?
And
So it
would
is
have,
going to do 10 points of bludgeoning damage as this book flaps on top or above you and floats and then slams down on top of you as you're there in a prone position, kind of pushing yourself up from the couch.
okay, and I imagine that as this has happened, my blanket fort is ruined at this point.
Yeah, when the book pulled itself out from underneath of you, just the sheer force and wind of it being whipped back would have drawn the blanket fort you makeshift fashioned over yourself and over the couch. You see your blanket kind of strewn and draped over the back of this leather couch. And your drift globe has rolled into the corner of the cushion in front of your face, adjacent to where you're laying.
All right, this is all wrong. Now I'm mad. All right.
Now it's going to take its second attack.
Hey, DM, just to
Yeah.
point of order on things.
Uh-huh.
I think I also get advantage on deck saves because I'm patient defense dodging.
Yeah.
I would trust your judgment. You guys are
I
good
just-
players.
well, I
I'm
just
not going to
looked it up
cross check you
somewhere.
guys.
Yep. Absolutely would. Yep.
Yeah, I trust y'all's judgment. I don't have
I
time
mean,
to cross
I
check.
shouldn't need it, but
You're not a min maxer, so you're a good player, Wes. So let's see.
shouldn't need it with a monk.
Does a 12 hit
A 12?
Wes?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't think. No, 18.
All right. So
Oh, man. For a minute there, I was like, wow, you actually missed me. But
It's
no.
been a couple of weeks,
No.
right? So,
as you stand facing down this shadowy monster to the right of the chained library, you see a series of tomes jut forward, all on steel chains, and the tomes form what looks to be like makeshift hands. Each of the books just extended out of one another, all chained and wrapped and gnarled together. Pages are flying around and filling the space as it attempts to push you. With your save and your AC, you're basically able to like matrix yourself down, and you do like a back bend, forming an arch and putting your hands on the tile as whole 50, 60 books off this back wall, all connected to chains, just rush over top of you. And again, push through the shadowy figure, which kind of dematerializes out of the way of the books. And then the books sort of rattle and flail around and draw themselves back into the shelf. It is going to use a layer action. And you see the books on the front of the animated library, and they all begin to spaz and leave the shelf. And they're just floating around, and they start swirling above on the chains. The animated chained library picks itself up, and a section, because I'm saying that this whole wall is part of it. So it picks itself up and helicopters itself over here.
What?
This is awesome.
So, all right. So the other thing that happens is this. Give me 1 second here.
It's hilarious. Bookshelf just flew away.
did anybody get an attack of opportunity on it?
I probably could have. I don't think I need to, but
Oh, you'll be able to make your attack of opportunity.
at a bookshelf flying
Yeah,
away.
Right, yeah, like, would you, though?
I don't know. He's tried to kill me a bunch of times, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you take a stab at it.
Yeah, we were already attacked downstairs by bugs, so I'm not getting a good feeling about this one.
I'll try and hit it with my.
When it lands with a thud in front of the bookcase, or in front of this elaborate staircase. Come on, why is it not moving? There we go. Jeez, work with me here. When it lands
Does
with
a
a
21
large,
hit a bookshelf?
it does, yes. right,
Just
there we go.
7 damage.
All right, 7 damage as you reach out. Describe your attack to me.
It just runs by me, and I just reach up real quick after it's had books being thrown at me, and I just kind of just take two-handed. I just try and
Hit it with
the
your
corner
staff.
of it.
You're like pinating the books. as
How
they
do you
fly by
describe
you.
that? I hit a bookshelf with a stick.
Yeah. Yep.
That is what just happened.
Yep.
Judge
Right.
as you will.
All right, so it's
7
gonna
hull damage.
end its turn,
I could have punched
and
it.
with that, it is going to be the recently roused and enraged Mel with his disavowed blanket fort.
Okay, all right, I'm pissed off. So is that book still on me here somewhere? I don't see it.
Mm-mm.
Where is the book that attacked me?
The book that attacked you is a part of the chain library.
Oh,
Is it part of the helicoptery part, or is it stuck in the wall?
Yeah, it's part of the helicopter part.
so what are those book-looking things that are strewn about the map?
I'm so glad you asked. As part of its layer action, when it decides to animate and move, it has the ability to release its little minions. It actually dropped 4 small swarms of animated books as it landed. So you have now 2 shadowy demonic creatures, 4 animated swarms of books, and a giant animated chain library.
Okay, so I see books there. All right, hang on. That's complicated. All right, everything changed like since the last time I looked at the map. There's some background noise going on somebody's feed there. Okay, let's see. Hang on, let me check something real quick. How big of a pile of animated books? Like less than 5 pounds? Well, I mean, there's multiple books in it, right?
The swarm of animated books is probably about like 6 or 7 books each, but they're all of large size.
Okay, but probably one of them is less than 5 pounds, right?
Yes, definitely.
Groovy. Okay, so so the book that attacked me is gone now. I can't attack that anymore.
No, it was retracted back into the chained library.
All right, so then I guess what happens is that Mousse indignantly, I guess, is going to rush over at the thing that that is being attacked by Venlee, and he's going to swing on it with his +1 drumstick.
All right, and so I just made him this air elemental Myrmidon, so you can put him where you like.
So great.
Okay, well here, let me swing. Let's see. He normally gets a +5 to hit, but it's a +6. I can't make it happen inside here, so I'm just going to roll a d20. He's got +6 to hit, so it's a 19 to hit.
Whoa.
And you're attacking one of the swarms?
No, he's attacking whatever that
guy.
demon-looking thing is on Venlee.
Yeah, the guy in front of me.
So you move Pomp over here?
Yeah, I can't see it right now because my sheet's in my way, but
Yeah, no, it hits. Go ahead and roll some attack damage.
cool. So he is going to smack it for 3 + 4 is 7 points of turkey damage.
Okay, so I just read this character sheet, and I'm not going to retcon Wes's attack. I do apologize for my lapse in preparation for this creature. It does have damage resistances against bludgeoning. So moving forward, I am going to include the resistances for
It's
the
magic,
reduction
though.
of damage.
Yeah, but does it have damage against non-magical bludgeoning or all
Magic.
bludgeoning?
Everything I have is magic.
It says damage resistance is thunder, fire, necrotic, acid, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, there you
Everything
go.
I
You're
have is
good.
magic. Even my
Okay.
fists are magic.
You're good.
Yeah,
And-
so then yours would be full attack, but then the turkey leg would not be magic. So that
No,
would
yes,
be
it
bad.
is. You gave
Oh,
me
it
a
is?
plus. You gave me a +1
Oh, that's
turkey
right. You
leg.
do have a magic weapon. Why did I do this?
I don't know. I
Well,
wondered that at the time.
Moose and he has like 1 strength or something. I mean, right?
No. All right. Okay. So
Okay, and
how
then
much you hit it for 7 points of
yeah,
bludgeoning damage?
he did 7 points of
Damn!
bludgeoning damage to it.
Good call, Wes. Good call. And friggin' Brian. Oh my gosh.
Okay, and
Y'all are the
now
worst.
Now
Literally the worst.
Oh, no, that wasn't the worst. This is the worst. Now I'm going to do something that you're going to have to figure out how to adjudicate. What I'm going to
Okay.
do is that pile of animated books just to the north of me.
Uh-huh.
And here, I'm going to move him over here because he didn't necessarily flank there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast catapult on one of those books to
Mhm.
fling it at that same guy that both
Oh,
Pumplemoose
so
and the other guy are talking about.
so
Go for it.
beautiful.
Um,
And I guess
the
that's
pot.
magic.
I'm actually going to say that the whole pile would be movable, just because they are, just animated books of varying size and
Okay.
density.
So
So instead
So
of just one of the books, you're able to kind of, they're kind of all colluded and swarming together. Go ahead.
okay, all right. So now evidently I can upcast catapult, which is cool. So I figure, you know what? I'm gonna throw it in there and I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level.
Okay.
And I believe that this is a spell attack. Oh, nope. They have to make a dex save. So I'm not sure if this damages the books and the guy I'm throwing the books at, but I'll leave that for you to decide. So they got to make a
Um,
dex
I'll have them.
save,
I'll have them both make the save.
and he uses his carrot spell focus obviously in order to do this. So that's DC 18.
Yeah, both of them are going to fail that if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no. The Shadow Demon passes the dex save. The animated swarm does not.
Okay, so what does that mean? Let's see. On a failed save, the object strikes. Wait. If the object on a failed save, so it only does damage, I guess, on a failed save. So did it still hurt the books?
Yeah, they failed.
Okay, cool. So it doesn't hurt the demon, but it does hurt the books that I threw. Which right now I'm pretty pissed at books. All right.
Now,
so,
did you throw the books into the space of the Shadow Demon?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like it would throw for 90 feet. If it didn't
Okay.
hit the shadow demon, then I guess they would keep going.
Okay, yeah, then I'll just move it in that direction.
Okay, so the books took 22 points of damage.
And were you trying to move them just in this direction?
Basically, it's a straight shot right across there. So like they were pretty much right to the left of the demon thing. So I threw them straight at the demon. So if they missed him, they would have kept going for 90 feet and just hit the wall on the other side, or maybe even gone out that lovely looking window. I don't know.
That's actually a great thing. I appreciate your creativity. We're going to play that off. So they're going to take the damage from your initial attack, which, what was that on?
It was 22 points of damage.
Oh, well, how do you want to do this? And you just told me.
All right, yeah, they just go out the window, I guess.
Yeah, literally. So that was an incredible attack. So yeah, you managed to hurl this pile of animated books, and you hear a large crash as this ornate stained glass window depicting various gods and goddesses of the Forgotten Realms shatters, and the animated swarm of books goes motionless and falls into the purple swirling storm-like miasma below.
And
nice,
and Mel,
good job, dude.
And Mel just shouts, "What is wrong with you people? This is a library. Behave yourselves."
All right. So is that going to end your turn? Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to do?
Nah, that seems fine. I might, but I'm not going to look.
Oh, baby. All right. Hopefully my good luck charm will allow me to whip up on you guys tonight. All right. So with that, it is going to take us to Harvey's turn. I don't know a whole lot about his character, so I might even just skip him or flub him for this game just to make it easier to run. Let me look at his sheet and see what I can do.
He always does some crazy shit. Like,
Wes, you run a monk. I'll let you run Harvey. It'll make it easier for me.
Oh,
I know you can't see the character sheet. Well, you might be able to see the character sheet.
Hold on.
Or just treat your attacks as what Harvey would have essentially, and you can just
Well,
make rolls as though your character's rolling.
what does he want to do? Does he just want to punch
Well,
him?
you've played with Jason before. It looks like he's got a dagger, two hand axes, a woodsman's axe, his talons, and then as a monk, he has all of the crazy stuff you do. But obviously the different.
He likes to eat a lot.
He does.
Yeah, yes, he does. I guess
see.
let's. I can look him up real quick. I can pull his sheet up. I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now to see. He's got flurry of blows, key points, step of the wind. He is a monk, but what did he go into? I think he's like the Fae. He changed himself to like Fae. Yeah, Fae knowledge. It doesn't tell me what type of monk it is.
I don't know. I can look it up real quick.
Anyway, dedicated
Richardson.
weapon. Key fueled attack, monastic tradition, way of the Feywild monk. That's what he's playing. Deflect missiles, quicken healing.
Did they really call it Way of the Feywild?
Yeah.
Why did they miss the opportunity to just call it Way of the Fey? That seems tragic.
Ryan.
Yeah. What's up, Thomas?
Hey man, you never answered my text messages.
Dude, I am so sorry, man. My phone was literally just sitting right here on the table on silent, and it shouldn't have been. All right, I will make this happen here for you, Thomas. But just give me a second, and I'll jump you in, okay?
Oh no, I'd be fine with if takes an hour for me to get in. I'll just sit here watch some TV.
No, I've got a plan. Don't worry
with
about
my
it. It's
woman.
gonna be cool. Twill be cool.
Where is Harvey?
Harvey is to the left of Happy, about 30 feet or 25 feet from the animated chained library. He's near Jaron. The closest
I see him.
threats
Okay.
are the two chained libraries, or two animated swarms of books.
What's his thing on him?
What is the what on him?
Oh, he's got exhaustion.
Yeah, which
Okay. That's just ability
1
check.
point.
yeah.
How does Harvey feel about reading? Does he think it's fundamental?
If there's crumbs tucked in the pages, he would enjoy it.
He likes to pull out pages and use them as rolling papers, so he does.
All right. I think the assumption that he would start going at a bookshelf with an axe in order to produce rolling papers isn't an unreasonable assumption.
No, I think he'd just be evaluating them as he hit them. Yeah.
Well, let's come back to Jason's character while Wes
Yeah,
looks
I don't
that
think
over.
I don't think we need him really right
All
now,
right.
but
Okay, yeah, I'll let you guys kind of use Harvey as like a mulligan if you need help in the battle. So Harvey's going to try to shoot some of his bladed feathers across at the animated chain library. We'll say that the feathers go wild and they lose flight and are knocked out of the air by the swirling helicopter of books that is still kind of moving around magically, but also somewhat starting to flutter and settle down as different books are being pulled back and sorted onto their shelf.
That guy is so high. Goodness sake. All right.
With that, it is going to be our other creepy's turn. And I'm waiting for it to load so I can look at this guy. So here we go. Let's see what he can do.
I didn't go yet. Should the other characters go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this shadow demon is going to rush you, Jaron. You see this dark, smoky, spectral form. It flies at you, and as it flies towards you, any light presence behind it is drawn into it and fades out. So it's almost like it's pulling the light behind it in its wake, and it's just disappearing into its darkened body. It is going to actually rush up to you, and it gets right up in your face and goes, and then it flies into your body. And
What?
I need you to Roll a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. So I will. Okay, I get and I need to roll again, right?
Yeah, there's a way to do it on the sheet. If you right click, you can say advantage, disadvantage. It'll show up. Oh, are you absolutely shitting me?
Plus I have +3
Oh,
on saves.
Damn. All right,
That's
it's
So-
cool.
beautiful. That's
21.
beautiful.
So,
Oh, you-
I'm
um,
no,
Are you a
I'm
paladin?
Yeah, he's a
I'm
paladin.
paladin.
Plus
Nice.
3 on that as well.
Yeah, so +3. So either way,
22.
it's over 20. So
yeah, you definitely have that one in the bag there, my friend.
so what
Um,
happens?
We'll describe it for you. So it goes to occupy your body, and you feel the darkness flood into you. Your body goes cold as the shadows absorb up into any exposed spaces of skin, gaps in your armor, or loose leather buckles that would join your cuirass. It rushes into the core of your chest, and you feel bits of this blackened, smoky, demonic aura leaking out around you as it cackles and echoes inside of your head. You are going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hold on.
Oh, excuse me,
I'm
7 points of force damage.
So as a reaction, I have Shield Master.
Uh-huh.
So I think I get to take a saving throw and maybe not take any damage.
Yep. That's what
Yep.
it does. That's what that does.
All right. So you're
I'm
going to use
roll.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Shield Master evasion and roll a dex saving throw.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
the deck savings throw you already rolled should apply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you passed your save,
Yeah,
and you would have taken half damage. But
actually, that also means
Okay,
that your deck save is
so
higher.
But because I take half damage, I take no damage.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the cackling continues, and you actually see a clawed hand jut out from your chest. The experience of this shocks you initially. It looks as though it's literally bursting from your rib cage. You see the claw flare itself up, the fingers react, and then they drag down across your face. It's going to make another attack. That is going to be a 20 to hit.
So my armor's 21.
So you feel the clawed hand rake across rake across your Oathbreaker Paladin helm. As an evil, bad, nasty dude yourself, you're not too frightened by this shadow demon, but you hear the sound of the claws rake against the clean, shined metal, and the presence of this dark, necrotic energy actually causes a blight of rust and scratches into the shine of your metal on your armor.
Okay, that just makes me mad.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, man.
I'm gonna channel divinity and cast sacred weapon.
Are you able to do that as a reaction? Because you might have to wait until your turn.
Yeah. What can I do?
You can only. Yeah, well, it's his turn. Yeah, your turn's already passed. So
I didn't take my turn.
Oh yeah, his turn is still up. So you used your reaction to do the shield maneuver.
So I've already used my reaction. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the shadow demon will end its turn.
I just want to say hats off to the paladin with the ridiculous armor class and the shield mastery. I got one of those too. They are so much fun to play.
So the shadow demon ends its turn, and for the moment now, other than the smoking black aura coming out from your armor, its presence is undetected, and that is actually going to take us to Happy's turn.
Okay.
That was a beautiful stiff arm.
So I'm thinking about area of effect here. So how big are these little octagons?
Well, the octagons aren't the actual spaces. There's a grid on there, and your characters are snapped to it. So I mean, it should be. I mean, where are you trying to
Well,
hit?
what I
Like
was
the chained
thinking is the
library and the
big
swarm?
bookshelf that's helicoptering around, and then two of the pile of books, which looks like it's the best place for me to try and get multiple things and not catch one of my party.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically about 30 foot in radius from the animated swarm or animated chained library.
Oh, I was thinking.
Well, the
web.
furthest one.
I think
The
that's
furthest
like
one,
20
yeah.
feet. Okay, let's see.
I'm not going to be like a super stickler. If there's something cool you want to do, we'll
Okay,
figure
well,
it
I
out.
just wanted to cast web on the big whirly thing and the two piles of books that are over on that side of the room.
Oh yeah.
So it needs to make those three things need to make a dex 17.
Yeah, it hits all of them. That's within 20 feet for each of them. So if this is a 20-foot radius, should be good. I just counted the squares since we're talking.
Okay.
So all of them need to make a dex save?
Yeah, they need a dex 17.
Okay. I can tell you right now, unless I roll super high, they're probably all going to fail
I
because
was
they're
thinking
books.
bookshelves might not have a high dex. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then that should keep them from
let's
flying around for a while.
So the chained library fails its dex save.
Mm-hmm.
The one book case to the north got a 16, and the one to the south. Oh shoot! The one to the south closest to you, south of the couch, is going to pass. So that one actually got an 18 on die, plus its dex save is a +1. And then I'm assuming the three of them are going to take damage from the web.
No.
They're just stuck.
They're just
Oh,
stuck.
okay.
So
All right. So
every
this
time
swarm
their
of
turn
books
comes
and
around now, they'll have to make a strength check against DC 17 before they can move. And
gotcha.
if we choose to set them on fire, it's highly flammable, but I'd prefer not to have a fire in the library. And then, okay, and then... I guess I'll just telekinetic shove the books that pass the deck save just to be obnoxious.
All right. So this one here, you want to try to attack? All right. Go for it.
I'm just gonna shove it.
And go, how far can you shove it with your spell?
5 feet.
Okay. Do you want to push it this way, this way, this way?
I want to push it southeast.
So this direction.
Yes, exactly.
All right. All right. And does that end your turn?
Yes, that's good. I don't see
Awesome.
any reason to move.
As you complete that, Mel sort of notices Happy there again and what she's doing, and kind of looks over and goes, "Hey, Happy, would you say these books are behaving erratically?"
Very erratically and irrationally.
Dude, I'm never gonna live that down. The erratic book.
All right. I was just checking. Just want to make sure.
And just for the stream, I'd like to say that no actual books were harmed.
So, Jaron, after having been swarmed on by the shadow demon entering your armor, go ahead. It is your turn. You see all this going on.
So is the shadow demon still in me, or like where is the shadow demon compared to me?
So the shadow demon is actually inside of your body right now. It is occupying your space. Now, if you move, you can move outside of its space.
So I would like to talk to the shadow demon.
All right. So you go ahead and talk to the shadow demon. What language are you speaking to it?
Infernal.
Okay. And go ahead and say what you say.
Hey, why are you attacking us? I didn't do anything to you. Can I help you with something?
So when you attempt to make contact with the shadow demon, so technically the game says that they speak abyssal and telepathy, but for the sake of fun, I'm gonna make it infernal because I feel like there are demons in Avernus. I don't know why they would be in the abyss. So you reach out to talk to the shadow demon, and these very strange guttural evil sounds come forth from your mouth. everybody else who is in your party, go ahead and make me a perception check or an arcana check, whatever your preference is.
I would just like to assume that he is speaking in the native language of the Dewey Decimal System.
That's awesome.
And
that is a 10. And that
Okay.
was with +8.
and I have +6 persuasion. Does that allow me to persuade the shadow demon to talk to me?
Yeah. So if you'd like, you can roll that persuasion to see whether or not he's even inclined to reply to talk.
27.
15.
All right, let me catch up on the chat here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at everything. All right, so Venlee, with your 27, you hear these words come forth from Jaron's mouth, and they sound oddly a lot like sounds that you heard coming from the sewers in the town of Bright Moss. You, in your travels with Jaron and Harvey, have heard this before, but only ever in the presence of very powerful sorcerers and wizards. And you have only ever heard this referred to when it pertains the literal hellscape that is in the dimension underneath and below the core of the planet you live on. So Jaron, with your persuasion, Happy, unfortunately with your 10, you have never heard such a strange and foul tongue uttered before. But it does remind you of the screeching primal sounds that came from the mouth of the shadow demon when it was first awakened. Oh, come on, baby. I know. Hey. And Jaron, with your persuasion, the shadow demon's going to reply to you, and you hear a series of whispers and guttural growls like and in your head the words translate to you being well read in Infernal, and the voice that comes to you as clear as common says it says you must align the stars.
Ryan, I think she likes it when you speak in Infernal.
Yes, you do.
Oh no, my
She's
baby!
gonna be awesome.
Devil baby.
Like the Incredibles baby, right? Flies and shakes and stuff.
That'd be
Turns into a
great.
little monster.
That'd be great for reading bedtime stories. Read them in your devil voice.
That's right. So you hear the shadow demon, and he says, "You must align the stars."
Okay, so I remember that in the room behind us there was this blackboard that had a star pattern on it,
Yes.
and I turn around and attempt to move back to that room.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Yeah, how far away is that room now? Everything just got
Well,
weird.
it's not that far away. He just blew because we're in a really tiny space.
No, I did move you to a completely different location. So the room you all were in was extremely small for a reason, and this room is extremely large for another reason.
I bet they're the same reason.
Shape.
Yeah.
We time shifted or something.
I got an 8.
All right, so with your perception of an 8, you look around and you scan the room as you tell the others about the stars. You look to the rest of your party and say, "The stars! Remember the stars!" And you scan to your left and your right. You make contact looking straight ahead at the chained library. And behind it, you see a spiraling wooden staircase leading up to a door with a faint yellow glow. And with that, it is going to be my other beefy's turn. But before that, you guys hear an insanely loud... Why is it stuck? I hate the fact that this does this sometimes. All right, hey.
You're You're giving her stress. Like you're gonna be the chill DM that speaks infernal. No stress.
Yeah, right.
I hate how this map does this sometimes. It's so dumb. Oh, did it just close out my tab? Yo, I am so sorry, guys.
It's still up.
Tweaking here. It's
Yeah,
tweaking on me.
we still
All
see
right.
it.
Yeah, we still
There
see
we
it.
For
go.
now.
Now we're in business. All right, so this is going to be great. So echoing out above the chaos of the swarm and thuds of books that just keep flying around the room, witchcraft style, and slamming into walls and falling on the floor and flapping around like the sounds of birds' wings. Hey, Daddy's trying to do his thing. Chill out, baby girl.
Hey,
Just a minute.
I'm curious. Try something. Everything you're saying, just say to her. We'll still hear it, and then we'll see if she thinks that you're talking to her.
Right? Oh yeah.
This is a dad speaking. So
Then
like,
you're going to take attack damage, and then you're going to roll a dexterity saving throw. No, okay. So above the chaos and calamity of the battle ensuing in the room with these insanely possessed demonic books and these shadow demons, you hear a loud crash. And I need to find another word beside loud that's a good descriptive. But you hear a loud crash. Yeah, a bellowing. You hear a tumultuous slam of a sound as a strange humanoid figure comes barreling out of those doors where the glowing light came from and stumbles into the banister, bumps into this card catalog shelf here, and then tumbles head over foot down these curled stairs, landing on his butt, feet splayed out, slamming into the office chair at the personal study desk at the foot of the stairs below. And Thomas, I'm going to add you to the initiative tracker.
yay!
This is not how people behave in a library.
Not at all.
Look what
All
you
right.
did to the card catalog.
So the other shadow demon that was attacked by Wes earlier in the game is going to make a movement here. So it is going to, let's see. It is going to move out of your threat space, Wes. As you feel it rush through you, your body goes cold.
Where was he
Roll
on
me a-
initiative?
This guy was at the very end,
Oh,
the one you attacked first. He's going to rush through you. Your body goes cold. Roll me a dex save.
with advantage. Because it's still not the start of my turn.
And it's, and are you within 10 feet of me?
That is
Hold
a
on 1 second.
27, another
Is
natural
Wes-
20.
All right, so you just criticaled again. Oh no, that was on a dex save, so you can't critical. But yeah, so you feel the cold surge through your body, and temporarily it just knocks the wind out of you, kind of like when you stick your head out into the cold the first morning of a really, really snowy winter. You gasp for a few moments and then regain your breath as you watch the shadowy figure fly past you and lock eyes with Happy. It is going to make its attack. And actually, no, what it's going to do is bonus action dash. And it's going to run into you, Happy. I'm not going to put these over top of you guys because then you can't see your tokens. So just know that these shadow demons above you are inside of your body.
Oh, okay.
But
So-
are me and mine copacetic now that we're talking? But
You haven't convinced him to be your friend. You just asked him what was going on. And because you spoke his horrific language, he decided to give you at
Hey.
least that bit of a courtesy to reply.
Hey, judgy.
Oh.
You used your daughter, so horrific may not have been the best word.
Yeah, seriously, man.
So Happy, I need you to roll me a dex save as well, with disadvantage.
Okay.
But she is within 10 feet of me.
No, she is within 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of you.
Oh, okay.
So that's a nat 1. So that's
Okay.
4.
All right, excellent. So you feel this dark surge of the shadowy energy enter into your clothing. It flies through every opening, the tied up sleeves of your chef's coat. It goes down into the tufts of your apron and the neck collar of your chef's attire. It flies up your breeches, past your stockings, and just completely encompasses the core of your body. You are set upon by an unnatural, evil sense as the room grows cold. Icicles begin to form on your hair and on the tips of your fingers. Literally, fear has set in, and you are going to take 12 points of force damage.
Ouch.
Oh, damn.
And that will end the Shadow
Always on the
Demon's
lookout
turn.
for absorb elements, but that doesn't help with force damage.
And with that, it is going to take us to a new character you all have not met yet. Chip, go ahead. It is your turn. Thomas, are you there? If he's not, we're going to skip over him. He said he was watching a movie or watching TV with Desiree.
It's muted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess his mic is muted. Tommy, you're muted.
Hear me.
Well, I mean, he
Lord.
did just fall down the stairs, so you know.
All right, well, we'll skip him for now. Back up to the top of the round. All right, so that takes us to the top of the round. Wes, it is your turn. You've just seen a strange man tumble down the stairs. The Shadow Demon has left combat with you. And did you make your attack of opportunity against it?
No.
Go ahead and make attack of opportunity real quick, since we didn't cover that. I'm sorry.
I'm going to lose a rules lawyer here. He already made an attack of opportunity against a bookshelf.
So that was his reaction.
That was my reaction.
Yeah. Damn. And I guess Pomp doesn't. Does Pomp get one or no?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Does he? Sure. Why not? Why wouldn't he?
Sure, go for it. And I'll give Venlee one as well. I don't care because I'm also trying to speed this up and get you guys back into the story too. So both of y'all make attacks of opportunity against the Shadow Demon.
Okay. Palm.
This is before it possessed me, right? Or
yeah.
Enveloped.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not inside my body. It's just enveloped on the all outside of me, right?
Yeah, it's sticking to your skin like an oil you can't wash away. Okay. If you brushed at it, it would be like brushing the black smoke, and then it would just stick right back to you.
Okay. What about the one inside me?
The same thing. I mean, it's just right now, it's literally smoking out around the pits and gaps in your armor. So literally, it looks like you're walking around with the cool like effect of just like dark smoke following you. Venlee, your attack makes purchase as the demon rushes through you. You feel it shudder as you shuddered with the cold and shrugged it off.
Yeah, I just hit an unarmed strike, so 7 damage.
Yeah. Pump was about to swing when it went away, and then he got interested in the turkey leg and then tried to take a bite of it, and then realized he didn't have a mouth, and then it just got grease in his mustache.
A swing and a miss. All right. Sorry, guys, for the technical glitch here. It was not letting me type for some reason. There we go. All right. So it is still your turn, Venlee. Sorry.
Okay. Well, my dodge is gone now. I guess so. I got books next to me.
Mm-hmm.
That guy took off, and he's now, I guess, inside somebody. But I'm not sure if I saw that or not.
So, actually, quick question. I forgot about this. So you've got books next to you, but that like whole area is covered in nasty web. Did the new guy just fall down the stairs into like a big nasty web?
Yeah, I guess so, because it's a 20-foot
Ah.
radius.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So that whole area there is all covered in web. So the books right next to you are all like gunked up right now.
So he
Yeah,
didn't
they're
hurt
stuck.
himself when he fell down the stairs because he landed on like 5 feet deeper water.
Nice,
Well,
nice.
you know,
And that would explain why he didn't do anything when he,
yeah.
hit the ground.
Yeah, he's thrashing around at these stringy fibers.
I guess. I want to attack the big bookshelf.
All right.
Can I
So-
get there without? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't mind.
5, 10,
I'll run
15,
straight
20.
through. I want to stay
It's
out
20
of the web.
feet.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as getting to it with the webs, technically no, because the webs are going to basically catch this book here, and they're going to come up to the corner of this couch,
Yeah,
catch
he can.
this book here, and basically going all the way around. I didn't
you can-
realize,
You
I
can
thought
make
it
a
was selective.
save. Yeah, you can make a savings throw, but
or it would just be, I can call it difficult terrain for friendlies, which would still, you would be able to get there as a monk.
Yeah.
It's 20
Still
feet.
2 piles of books that don't have webbing on them, though.
Yeah. I want to attack the bookshelf.
yeah.
How don't you get there with full movement?
All right.
Like using, you're like 40 feet of monk movement.
Yeah.
saying
well,
it's difficult terrain.
45 feet. So.
Yeah, you'd get there, but having the webs considered difficult terrain, you'd get there.
Yeah. That's
So-
cool.
You come up to this animated chained libraries. You see the chains shuddering and a few of the books popping in and out, and pages flipping open, and they're drawing themselves back in. As you stand toe to toe with the books and looking at this animated chained library, I need you to roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Usually pretty good at these. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the DM's out
Yeah,
of fresco
that'll
already. This is not good.
That'll work.
23. All right, so with your 23, you notice looking at the bookcase that all of the books are moving and flailing around and going crazy, behaving erratically. But the book that Mel had curled up with under his blankie is laying in its previous home location on the table front of the study lectern of the desk portion of this chained library. The book is closed, and the cover depicting the portrait of Mordenkainen, which is in a gold inlaid metal emboss, is glowing a bright gold, and the letter L on the side of the book is glowing a bright gold. But swarming around that book are a series of other books just kind of moving in and around and undulating in a circular, spherical-like fashion.
So could you like double click on the map where that is occurring? I didn't quite.
So this is the
Oh,
animated
so-
chained library.
So that's happening right there. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So kind of imagine, I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones or not, but like there's old school medieval libraries where they're all on chains and the spine has a chain through it. And it's like, to protect like priceless artifact type manuscripts. But in front of it, there would be almost like a desk with a pull up top and,
Okay.
leg post and a chair and everything.
Right. So the roll up desk is actually attached to that entire thing.
Yeah. To the front
Gotcha.
of it. Mm-hmm. And that's where the book is sitting. Like it's leaning on the desk with the little, pencil stop at the bottom holding it from sliding off.
So I
And-
probably can't get there though.
No,
And-
you're there. I mean, you're there to square off of it.
And
You're
also,
looking at this thing dead on right now.
and also, I grew up with one of those roll up desks. Thank you for making me feel old. That's great.
Okay,
I have
I'll go
rolled
ahead and I'll go ahead and I guess attack the bookshelf again,
Okay.
just cause that's what I do.
Go for it.
Oh come on, garbage.
It hits.
It was a 19 at first.
Oh, and then it
Rolled
flipped
to a
over.
9.
Dang.
Ooh, that's probably not good. 14.
But the first attack hits, the second attack does not.
Okay, that's fine. I will.
Because you were doing 2 attacks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
11 for the first one.
All right. And
then
what
I
type of
will
damage is
use-
that?
It's magical bludgeoning.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
It's all magical. And then I will I'll use a key point to stunning strike it.
Okay.
Because why not stunning
Yeah,
strike a
yeah.
bookshelf?
If you're beating up a bookshelf, why not?
That makes sense.
I think to stun a bookshelf, you have to say something really controversial.
So that's gonna be a con save 15.
Okay, is what it has to roll against.
Uh-huh.
Dude, all right, this is not supposed to happen. I rolled a 14 on die, and it's Constitution's a +2 for a freaking bookcase.
All right, well that's fine.
But
I'll,
it's wisdom. It's
that's
got a
impressive.
-3 in wisdom. How does a bookcase have low wisdom
Oh.
and low intelligence? It's not smart or wise.
So you
Well, I
just
mean-
grab these stat blocks from somewhere without like thinking it through, huh?
Well, I mean, no, I mean,
No,
clearly
that's
we're,
why they designed the characters for this
we are
module. But
we are clearly talking about
I'll
the
use-
furniture, not the books.
I'll use another. I'll use another key point. Do flurry of blows.
okay,
So 2 unarmed attacks. Because why not? Yes, and
Yep.
Yes. No, 13 probably doesn't hit, does it?
no,
Okay. Well, at least 1 hits. Oh god, that was god awful. So 5
Alright.
more damage, and then I will do another stunning strike.
okay. So I need to make another saving throw.
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna pull out
15.
the legendary dice.
Oh, so cool.
All right, so it's got an 8 + 2. It did fail that con save. You have betrayed me.
It is now stunned,
All right, cool.
so it can't do anything till the end of its turn. Or till, when is it? Wait.
Well,
How's
its
this
turn's
work?
coming right up.
Yeah, it's next. Right
You
before
hit with a
that.
melee weapon, spin 1 key to make the target stunned until the end of my next turn. So I can't
Okay.
do anything.
So, hey, so Ryan, now you have the opportunity to describe in detail what a stunned bookshelf looks like.
That's excellent. I will do that, as a matter of
Stunned
fact.
bookshelf covered in webs. Yeah, that's.
So, you rush forward and you begin just punching these books. Pages are flying everywhere as your monk hands grip and thrash into them. You know, like Tiger Claw, Kung Fu style. Hey, Missy. If you're able to, for a little bit, I can take her back. I think she's just wet.
Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's do a 10-minute break, and then I'll describe what
We'll
happens.
do 10 and I'll take my dog out and it'll be all good.
Sounds good to me. I'll see you guys.
It's
in...
8:55, so at 9:05.
Yep, we'll be back. Okay.
Come on, Nelly Noodle. Come on, Pupper Wupper.
Into this card catalog file here, and then you stumbled forward and rolled head over feet all the way down these circling staircases.
As I would.
You somersaulted into the back of this chair and kind of like came out like this, like legs up in the air, arms up in the air, and you're actually kind of stuck in a sticky web that's on the floor. So Tree, her character, Happy, the gnome, she cast the spell web. So the animated chained library and these this pile of book got trapped in the webs. And then on the floor is the 20-foot radius of the web spell, making it difficult terrain. So you're not stuck and you won't have to roll a save. But if you stand up and move, any movement within that 20-foot radius, and you're kind of at the corner edge. So like if you moved this way, it would be normal movement. But anywhere in and around here until you get to here would be difficult terrain, or to here would be difficult terrain.
Where?
So
I didn't.
basically,
it's not
like
showing up on the maps when you click it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like, let me see if I can put down a circle. I wish there was a way to do like a circle of a certain size, but I don't know how to do that
Ask
quite
Brian,
yet.
he might know.
I think you have to drag it, but I'm not sure.
I know Jason sometimes does like a circle of a different color, and so it's just like
Okay.
a placeholder or something there. Can you do that?
Circles of a certain size.
He like
I
makes
don't.
a colored dot, and then he makes it get big to where it matches the size of the area.
Tree, you stepped on my punchline.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play with it later. I'll ask him, but the blue, I don't know if y'all can see the blue spot. It's supposed to be technically right underneath of the animated chain library, and I didn't drag it large enough, but just a 20-foot radius outside and around that. So Thomas, this is actually kind of a perfect time to pick up where we were, and I'll get you in because we missed you earlier. So when Venlee rushes forward and just pummels the life out of this lifeless library and stuns it, you see, Venlee, that all of the chains that were rattling and the books flying around erratically, they go completely limp and fall to the floor. So they don't return themselves back to the place that they belong on the bookshelf. And instead of swirling around, in a circular motion over top of the tome with the letter L that's sitting on the writing desk, those have also fallen off to the side, and the book itself does continue to glow. And so it's technically now the animated chain library's turn, but it is stunned, so it can't do anything. And that's going to take us to yeah.
Would you like me to roll initiative?
I put you at the bottom for now. If you want to roll initiative, I'm fine with that. And we'll see where you land. And I can just edit it in the thing over here if it doesn't update on its own. All right, cool. So you'll go right after Mel. That's fine.
Technically, I'm supposed to roll with advantage. Hold on, I'm sorry.
You could re-roll it if you want. I mean, I don't care.
I'll just do one more dice. All right, cool. I got a critical.
All right.
Oh, now it's your turn.
Yeah, I mean that kind of tracks there because you were supposed to end up
still ahead.
Yeah,
actually,
basically.
no, I'm sorry. You just missed your turn. I'm so sorry. You'll have to wait till it comes around next time.
Brian's such a dick. Nobody likes playing D&D with him.
We've all known that person. It just is.
What a jerk. Poor Tommy just wants to play. It's his very first time.
That all checks out.
Let's be gatekeepers. Come on.
All right, Thomas. So I'm gonna let you get in your turn as you've stumbled down these stairs erratically, and we'll explain how you got there and what's going on with your character when we get out of this encounter. So your character, completely shocked, looks about, finds itself in this massively decorated library. Previously, your character would have been at Whitestone, just chilling. You would have been home, given a hero's welcome after rescuing the woodcutters in the Bramblewood. And you've become somewhat of a local legend. You were just out cutting trees at the border edges of the Kingdom of Whitestone, and you're in the middle of doing that, and then all of a sudden you're not.
Damn fairies.
And you say that out loud?
Yeah. I'll be like, well, I'll. He doesn't really talk much. He's like, fairies. And I'll spend half my movement to stand up
Oh,
and I
no, I'm
noticed.
not going to penalize you for that. I'll just
No,
say
it's
you cleaned
cool.
it up,
It's
dude.
cool. It's cool. I'm a rules is written kind of person, so it's all good. So this bookshelf, I'll step up and move to here, and do I see it's like, an inanimate magical object, correct?
Yeah, so you look at the bookcase, which up until a few moments ago is flailing like mad, and even in the chaos of you falling down the stairs, it almost tracked like slow motion to you as you watched your body tumble end over end. You caught the view of this giant bookcase, like Beauty and the Beast style, like living furniture, as
Hmm.
hundreds of books were swirling and flailing around on chains. It sits motionless, but when you move up to the bookcase and you look upon it, with your passive perception, you would immediately notice the large purple tome sitting on the desk. um, you would see a man's face, a very snarky looking man with a pencil
Where's
thin mustache.
where's the tome sitting? Just in
So
the
it doesn't,
circle?
yeah, it doesn't show you in the picture.
Hmm.
I'll bring up an image later, but an animated chained library, think of like in Harry Potter when they go to the Forbidden Library, or in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This is like one of those super tall bookcases with rows of books that have a guide rod and chain connecting them to it, so you can't take the book away. Well, at the bottom of the animated chained library is a study desk at like a 45-degree angle, and it's a lift top style desk.
Hmm.
Sitting on that is this giant purple tome. It's a huge tome. And on the front is where you see this gold embossed, metal inlaid portrait of this snarky looking man. He's got a very mischievous face and a pencil thin mustache. And then on the edge of the book and the gold of the portrait of this man's face, they kind of glow and like pulse slightly a gentle golden yellow light, just kind of strobing in and out like this. But it's still your turn, in the initiative. So whatever you'd like to do with your action economy, we'll handle
Um,
that.
well, first things first, to let everybody know what I am, I would like to rage.
Nice. So you fall down the stairs pissed off at your situation
Yeah.
and go into a frenzy.
All this sticky web is on me, and I'm just like lifting my arms up, kind of getting stuck a little bit, and just trying to barrel through it. It's like being back in the forest, having all these briars attached to me and vines, and just chopping them down after dealing with an evil hag for weeks on end. And I step up and pull
Please,
this.
please tell me your next action is, and then I'd like to read a book.
That's a rage.
And then
And then
I
I'm gonna
pull
do
out
a
my
flip.
glasses and read a poem.
Rage read.
Thou art
funny, dude.
making me angry.
He's a very
Um,
articulate barbarian.
hey, his intelligence is not a bad score. He's of average, just slightly over. It's his wisdom that's lacking a bit. Um, so he gets up. Um, you notice that he's not wearing any armor. He's wearing just like literally a cotton, denim, like, well, not denim, but like a cotton shirt with like, I guess, like, yeah, like a denim jacket over him. It's got like the whole, wood carver, like wood tree
It's like the
choppers
brawny
like
man.
outfit. Yeah.
Like the brawny
Um,
man.
Yep, and I step up and I pull out this double-bladed axe, and I think this in your action you're allowed to draw your weapon. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna micromanage that. So I think it's like a
Cool.
bonus action or whatever to
Yeah.
like draw or don it off. But
So
Is that
after I don't I can't remember the rules technically, so please don't
no, I want you to enjoy
I'll read
it. I'm
up.
not micromanaging how we draw
Um,
weapons in this
and
game.
then I will also use reckless.
You don't need to.
Oh, I don't. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
You
it's
already have
stunned.
advantage.
stuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, it's
stunned.
stunned. Yeah. It's stuck
Cool,
and
cool.
stunned. Wow.
Um,
That sounds
So,
like a
like-
metaphor for my day.
the
Oh
fir-
shit, that's right. It's webbed and stunned.
So like the first thing you guys see is like this giant necklace wrapped around my neck that has what appears to be a large bear claw and a bunch of wolf's teeth. And when he
Like-
goes to,
Like a pastry.
yeah, it's a necklace.
We did have
Aw.
pastries earlier. I probably still have some in my pack.
And he's gonna go ahead and take a big swing with his, where is my inventory? Swing. And before it pops up, I'm gonna take a -5 to do great weapon mastery.
Oh yeah. Oh
Nice.
yeah. You hit it.
Yeah.
So a 18
Oh,
that
yeah,
hits.
you
Yeah,
Right?
hit
you'd still it still hits.
Beautiful.
And that was
So
just you can still roll with advantage.
Yeah,
like
you
it's
still have
flank.
advantage. Yep.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
dude,
even
you're
know
in like
that.
the perfect spot for this
Okay.
because you might critical.
Yeah, the first one
Yeah.
because that would be a 10. So this is my first hit.
Okay.
It's like,
Can't even see what I got. So
Oh my
total of
gosh.
25
Whoa.
damage.
Plus
Uh,
your rage.
Plus your rage. Yep.
Oh, +2, yeah. So 27 damage.
All right. So you cleave down into this animated chained library, and as you bring this humongous great axe over your shoulder, your chest and shoulders open up. You arch your back with full force, and you slam the axe down through the middle of the bookcase where the welded metal bars run through a wooden support bracket where the chains attach. And your axe just cleaves down into the center of the bookcase, splitting it in two halves. The back section of the bookcase falls off. The desk remains standing. And how do you want to? Well, I guess I kind of did the how do you want to do this, but you can. Sorry.
So so I picture taking this down like a tree, like one good swing to the lower section, and then just like swipes down and up, and literally just when he hits it, it's like hitting an IKEA, when you're trying to tear it down, it all just collapses on top of each other with like wooden chunks and books and chains falling all over the place.
So yeah, you kind of like dust your brow and tuck the axe over your shoulder and nod, almost like felling a tree in the woods, and you're proud of your stake. You still have
Yells out his battle cry, "Nerds!"
Do you
be
still
or
have
not to
anything else
be.
you'd like to do on your turn, Chip?
This is a flying book, correct?
And that one is stuck by the webs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've burned my bonus action. And
Oh, you bonus action raged.
yeah, and I mean, I do get one more extra attack.
Okay.
But there's nothing to like really mess up in my vicinity, so I will. Let's see, that's 5, 10, 15. I'll take a step in this direction, kind of moving around, like heading towards like this one, and that's as far as I can go. And I have my turn.
Okay. All right. So that is going to take us to what was the animated chained library's turn, and now it is going to be Mel's turn.
Yeah, this whole thing seems sad, and Mel's starting to think, oh, we were supposed to follow rules or something, right? So when Chip and Dale came in through that door, is that door up at the top of the stairs still open?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh man, this is like the one time I've wanted my perception to actually work. Hang on, let's see if it does. My yep, that's a dirty one.
All right, so you're still kind of caught up in the fury of your blanket fort destruction, and you're looking around for Pomp. You're paying more attention to the crash and thud of the giant animated chained library falling apart and the axe cleaving it with the legs out from underneath of it than you do necessarily the door.
Yeah, granted, that does seem a little distracting. So, I mean, my thought previously was that is that perhaps I'm starting to think that maybe I should have solved the puzzle, and I'm feeling a little bit bad about that. But I don't know the way back. I don't know the way back because everything changed.
Roll me an intelligence save.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping that like I could see like the way back through that door, but that is a 27.
All right. So with your intelligence save, basically as you sit there and scan the scene and ponder your next move, your buddy Pomp, he lets out a little fizzle of air and disapproval. He goes, and you turn around to glance at him, and then he kind of takes in a big ballast of air and reaches up to his chest and turns the crank a couple times, and then tilts his mustache and spins the top of his pump handle on his head, and you just hear and he points in the direction of the glowing door. And you recall that as you reach around and touch your robe, you're like, oh wait, that's right, I'm missing the window. And you remember that you slapped it on the wall in the general direction of where the door is.
All right. First of all, you're the first person to ever have really done a pump impression, and I'm so impressed. That was awesome. Thank you so much for that.
That's awesome. We're gonna work on him, man. He's gonna be one of my favorite characters.
And is it Coriander?
Yeah, Coriander's the best.
Yeah.
All right. So when you were talking about the glowing door, you talking about the same door that Chip came through, or a different glowing door?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it really is the door that Chip came through. Okay, so now that he sees that, I mean, he was looking at a bunch of options, but like I said, he has been thinking that perhaps he probably was hasty about the window, and maybe he should have done the thing that he like said we should do with the telescopes.
Yeah.
So I guess all right, he's got 25 feet of movement. There's a big old web in front of him between him and there.
Okay.
So what he's going to do is he is going to use his movement and his action to move a total of 50 around the radius of that web there, so he doesn't get caught up in it. How far can he get that way?
I mean, if you use the 50, you would be able to get all the way through, if I'm not mistaken. Because, I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Well, I thought these were 10.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 would put you right next to Chip. There is a grid if you zoom in.
No, wait. Put me back. Is the grid 10 or 5 feet?
5 feet.
Oh,
so,
okay. All right. That changes everything. That changes everything.
The blue hexagons that you're seeing are just the floor tiles. I should have made it a hex grid. I guess it's how this map designer wanted it to be, which is why these are hexes. But...
Well, that changes everything. I thought it was 10. If it's 5, that's cool. So actually, he's going around north. So that's like 5, 10, about like 15, 20. I guess 25 would put him like right about there, right?
Before you do this, I got a question. Tree took damage, right?
She did. She took damage from the shadow demon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the web might not even be there anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
you lose concentration.
Shoot. All right. Yeah. Make that roll. See what we got. Oh, well, yeah. But
well, save that, because if Tree fails her deck save or her con save, well. All right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, what's your spell save DC?
She's got to roll higher than a 10.
Higher than 10.
How much damage she took.
I got
Okay, that's cool. So basically, what happens is he moves about there with his movement.
Okay.
And from there, he can use his bonus action, since these are only 5, to Misty Step all the way up to the door. Beep.
All right. So you stand in front of the door, which is kind of like hanging on its hinge, as Chip busted through. And you're not quite sure how and why he came through in such a chaotic manner, but by the condition of the door, you can assess that there must have been some great force behind him being pushed into this library room.
Well, what do I see through the door?
When you look through the door, you see the glow into the room where the stone wall of the chained library was, and you look out into it's basically like old castle stones stacked up all around you. That's the small little 15-foot square that you all were in, that the chained library occupied. And then as you gaze through that, you see past it to your actual window, and the light of the stars is starting to flicker back on, kind of like if you had an electrical problem. So you see like a golden glowing light just kind of like spazzing and twinkling and flickering. Some of the actual ambient light is returning, and you're not quite sure why.
Okay, groovy. Then I would like to take my action to dash
Okay.
and see if I can make it all the way through back to the telescopes.
Yeah, you would have enough movement for that. I'm not going to be able to switch maps without messing everybody up, but I'll say that Mel, you kind of in a cartoony manner, you walk around, you're like, and you like assess the situation, you dodge the webs, you pick a little bit off of your finger as you kind of brush your hand along the desk, like some people do, where they touch things and they trail and they walk, and then you kind of get frustrated and poof yourself to the top of the stairs, and almost in the crazy way you showed up, forward thinking, you don't even consider your allies behind you, and you just sort of cartoonily trudge through, assuming that everyone else is following you. You make it into the room with the 5 telescopes, and you see Coriander, and he's sitting on top of this crystal globe that's perched over the marble pedestal, but now he's actually spinning himself on it, like around in circles. Oh, shit. I literally pulled my...
That was hilarious.
That makes it even better. So I was trying to bring the cord above my head and I messed up. So no, he's spinning himself around and he's looking up at the sky, and he's like, whoa, probably shouldn't have eaten those brownies.
Nice. And in the meantime, Pump runs over to where Happy is and attempts to grab this like shadow demon by whatever's there, and is basically
it's actually inside of her. So like what
Yeah,
it would see is
It's not inside my body, right? It's between me and
Yeah,
my clothes.
it's like over your skin, like
Right,
a
yeah,
thin film of that.
Yeah, it's like a film, and he's going to try and grab it. And so, like, Flavor, what he's doing is he's trying to grab hold of this thing.
Okay.
But action economy wise, what he's doing is he was giving her the help action.
Aw.
Okay.
So that she can
Awesome.
get advantage on whatever the hell she's doing next.
All right, that makes sense.
Which was going to be grabbing Mel and going Dimension Door, but I don't have to now.
All right, so does that end your turn?
Yep.
All right, so that
Thanks,
takes us
sweetie.
to Harvey. We'll go ahead and Harvey, at this point, seeing no further investment in this battle, he actually, kind of flutters himself up, and then he, step of the wind, just like flies across, forward beak, eagle pose, wings back, talons hooked up, and you just see Harvey fly through the open door and leave the space, and he's out of the room. And now that is going to take us to the Shadow Demon's turn. So the Shadow Demon that is still inside of Happy, Happy, the same thing is going to happen that happened to Jaron. You're going to see, instead of one hand, though, this time, 2. So a hand slinks up, and this one actually comes up and out of your mouth. And you look at this clawed, ghastly, black smoke hand with talons reaching through your jaw as it's clawed. It's literally arm out of your mouth, and it's reaching down like at the bottom of your jaw. The other hand protrudes out of your back and goes around your waist.
Thank you for not making him my ass, by the way.
Right. Goes around your waist and applies a squeeze. So it's going to take 2 attacks at you. The first one is a 12, I'm assuming does not hit. And the second one is a 13.
I have 18 plus.
Right. So it attempts to dig into your face, and it attempts to wrap and squeeze itself around your body.
But I used Valet, and it just couldn't get on.
That's right. In the onset of the death of the animated chained library, and in frantic confusion, you see its body clawing through you, but it's disappearing as it attempts to grab on.
The whole time it was trying to hit you, Pump was there kind of holding it back, and it was like, they couldn't quite get close enough.
And
so it kind of looks Three Stooges between the 3 of us all, right?
So this one's going to fly forward like it's trying to fake you out. And then it's going to circle back around with its last 5 feet of movement and fly into you, Wes. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, so it's not on me anymore, or that's the other one?
It is not on you.
Oops.
And I think Wes is probably going to pass because that's what his monkeyness is all about.
Well, it's just a regular deck save. I don't have advantage or anything on it.
Yeah. Did you roll it for me?
Hold on. I'm working
Oh,
on
you're
it.
good, dude. Sorry about that. I just didn't know if I was glitching on my end.
I appreciate you calling it monkeyness, though. That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, not monkey animalness, but monk-I-ness. Oh my god!
We just love saving.
Oh my gosh! All right, so the shadow demon flies
Like if
into
I was
your
rolling
body.
these on my own, it'd be like
Oh,
you're
my goodness.
cheating.
Hey,
I know you're
hey.
cheating.
Hey, Wes, DM me as to where you got your loaded digital dice.
For real.
Right.
He like downloaded a D&D Beyond hack that like
I'm even
changes the
using
roll
the-
codes.
I'm just even using like the
There's
regular.
people here who code. I'm just saying there's a market for this.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I bet
using
you.
the regular blacksmith die. I'm not even using like the fancy other die now anymore.
No, just
Yeah,
the
they
El
slow
Cheapo
things
Frio. So it rushes forward to try to fly into your body, and I'm gonna say that you feel the cold set into you again, but once again you are seemingly unaffected. The smoke and the aura of its form envelops you, but you see it kind of just swirl around your body, looking for a place to attach itself on and settle, and it's unable to possess your form. That will end its turn, and now it is going to be Happy's turn. Jaron, you're on deck after Happy.
What is it? 4 or
Okay.
5 that I've rolled?
So at this point, both of the Spectre people are wrapped around members of the party, right? I don't have a clear shot at any of them without hitting anybody in the party.
That's correct. I mean, unless you had some other spell that targeted a stat, you know, like a wisdom saving throw, it would be like mentally affecting or
You can shoot at me.
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Dispel magic would be specifically for a spell. I don't know how that would affect this creature.
You can shoot at me. I don't give a crap.
Okay.
Depends what you're shooting me with.
Yeah.
And Jaron's pretty beefy too. So I mean,
Yeah,
he
you
would-
can shoot. You can definitely shoot me.
I can throw missiles back at you.
Like, you can shoot me, but you're not going to hit me.
And then if you do hit me, I
Yeah,
can
'cause
catch
you
it.
completely changed what I was gonna do. So.
I can catch it and throw stuff back at you. If I
Oh,
really
you
want
mean
to.
you mean me flying my shadow demon into Venlee was not a part of your plan, Happy?
I was actually gonna run over to Mel and grab him
Okay.
and do Dimension Door, but leave all of my clothes and the black thing in the library and go over
Yeah.
to the telescope room.
That's awesome.
Because
You were
it
gonna
would have
literally
worked,
like
right?
escape.
But we
Yeah.
don't need to do that anymore. So
No.
I think, and since I don't really want to do a fireball in here, so why don't I just hit it with Toll the Dead?
You can do a deck. Deck saves. I'm good.
I've got well, Toll the Dead is a whiz save. No, I guess you don't need that. Okay, let's see what
And these are really nice rugs. I mean, we probably don't want to fireball them.
yeah, I'm not
Right.
really ready to fireball just yet.
I mean, I can. Well, you wouldn't hit me with the wisdom. You'd hit the other guy with the wisdom.
Okay,
I don't
well then,
think.
Wes, why don't I do Till the Dead, and we'll do 17 wisdom, and then
All right.
that one's been hit, right?
So it needs to roll a wisdom save against your 17.
Yeah, exactly. And then if it's taken any damage, then I roll 2d12.
I promise you, like, hand to Jesus, I am not lying. I literally just rolled an 18 on die.
You know you can set up for that to show, and then you wouldn't have to be swearing on things.
Well, he's rolling.
I'm rolling
regular
physical dice over here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't. It's bogging down too much for me to click on the character sheets and roll from the character sheets. So I'm just having a physical roll.
Also, Tree, we're like 8th level. I'm pretty sure it's more than 2d12 for your cantrip.
Probably
No,
like.
because it goes up at 11th.
It goes up at 5th and then at 11th.
It goes up to 2D. It starts off at 1D, and then at 5th it goes up to 2D.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. My bad.
Can use telekinetic shove to shove Wes 5 feet in one direction, but not the thing around him?
Could try.
Absolutely. Or you could shove the thing around him
You could
and
try.
not Wes. And if you
Actually,
shove the thing
Wes can
around him, Wes
deliberately
gets an opportunity
He can
attack.
deliberately fail it with telekinetic shove. You can willingly fail it. So Wes, I'm gonna push you 5 feet that way outside of this black thing.
No, you're not. He's not hurting me.
Yeah, if you shove the creature would get the attack of opportunity on the creature.
Yeah, he's not hurting me at all.
It's not your he passed his saves. Like Venlee basically has just got this like scampering dark energy swirling around trying to make an attachment to her, but it's not able to.
Yeah,
so it's still occupying Venlee's space, but it's not even on Venlee's skin. It's almost like a black murky like oil just flowing around trying to find a place to grab onto.
It just was on me, and you had icicles forming on the end of my nose.
Because you
and
failed your
Because you failed.
Oh,
Because you
rolled
failed.
a 1.
I see what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to push it out of the way so you could hit it, but you know what?
I can see why you're
But
motivated
even then,
to
if
do
you only
that.
push it 5 feet, though, it's still not going to do anything.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but why not?
But 5 feet won't push it out of my range.
No.
Right?
It would leave your threat space, which is you yourself.
all
So
right,
I would give you an attack of opportunity
okay.
against it.
All mechanics aside, still though, I could see her going, I just had that thing on me and I hated it, so I'm gonna push it off of you.
Yeah.
But Wes
I mean, you
doesn't
can
want my
you can
help,
communicate.
so I'm going to do it anyway.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, talking is a free action in combat. You could shout at Venlee and tell Venlee what you're going to do too. Like, I'm not going to hold you
Venlee,
guys
would
to,
you like me
you
to
can't
shove
talk.
you out of this black thing that's been on you for 2 turns?
No, it's not hurting. It was on 1 turn, and it's not
Okay.
hurting me.
I'm going to shove you out anyway, just because I can.
I have to beat a what?
No, you can deliberately fail.
But he's
I
not
know,
going
but
to.
Not
He's
going
I have
resisting.
to beat a what?
Yeah.
All right. Just like
Man.
party action here.
Just shove the
That's
other
bonus
thing.
action.
Silly
Yeah,
boy.
you can shove me.
Sorry,
If only talking were a free action in
can I
real
shove
life.
Jason instead?
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah,
do
Because
Jason,
he'll
you
just
can.
like not make me scroll
So
down
basically,
here.
you holler out. You're like, I can push you away from these things.
Who needs some
And,
shoving?
Jaron looks at you and he raises a hand, a stoic paladin, a hand and a stern face, and he's just like, and gives you a nod.
Okay.
Push me. I want to see what it's like.
And then it needs to be the DC strength 17. I guess. Oh, well, no,
That's an 11.
Actually, it doesn't because he's going to move out of it. He's going to willingly flunk it, and then it's going to stay there. Okay, great.
Yeah, so
And
you
there's
push.
no attack of opportunity because I moved him without. I mean, he didn't move himself. I moved him.
Yeah, so he's pushed outside of the shadow demon. The two of you, as you look and shove your hand forward, like force push style Jedi pose, lunging the whole form of your body in that direction, just like trying to gather all the energy to push this armored friend. You hear whoop, and this rush of energy goes forward. Jaron, it hits you in the armor plate, and you feel just the shoulder pads and everything about you clatter together as you kind of buckle inward. It pushes you back. The heels of your armored boots slide against the marble floor and dig in, and you're able to step back on one foot, recover yourself, and put your hands on your knees. You both are looking at this shadow demon figure now. Jaron, the shadow demon looks like you, but it has the face of the creature. So a demonic, ghostly black face, white fangs, purple glowing eyes, and large pointed black demonic ears and horns. It looks at you as you're almost face to face with it, having doubled over, holding your knees to resist falling after being shoved out. And it goes, "Rah!" and like screams up in your face, and then turns around and looks at Tree and says,
Does the sudden evacuation of its victim make it fart involuntarily?
causes a little bit of gastric distress, man.
I got eaten by a gelatinous cube on Monday, and I forgot to make the squishy noise when I came out.
That's a crime.
I let you guys down. I really should have learned that.
All
To
right.
make it look
So
like Ace Ventura.
is there oh shoot. Hey, what's the Twitch page? Okay. Somebody put the Twitch link in the Discord for Thomas,
Isn't
and
it
he's still
already
here
in
but
the
muted.
Discord?
It probably is. So
Okay.
Tree, is that going to end your turn? Do you have any other actions or any other
I don't think.
do you
I
want to
think Mel's
move
probably
or?
got this under control. I was gonna drag him up there so he'd do it, but he seems to have decided that's what he's gonna do. So I'll
Me-
stay here. That's fine.
Mel subconsciously moves 5 feet to his left in sympathy.
It's in Okay, so it's in the
Where did
it's in the
Harvey
news
go?
updates and random funny on the
Okay.
Discord server.
So Harvey already left,
Do we
right?
need
So
I'll put
Harvey,
it in
Yeah.
Candlekeep.
let's move Harvey out of here.
Yeah.
Harvey's like over there.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to move on now. It is your turn, Jaron.
There
You're
we go.
looking at the frightening form of the shadow demon as it's been pulled away from your form. You were shoved back away from it, and you've noticed two of your allies have disappeared from view. You saw the animated chained library topple like a great tree, and books scatter everywhere. You do still see the one tome on the desk, pulsing the light golden glow. The letter L and the picture of the man's face with the thin mustache is apparent even across the room. And what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go over to the book and attempt to open it.
All right, so you make your full movement. Are you going to walk through the creature or go around it? What is your planned movement?
I'll walk through it.
All right, so you walk through the creature, make a dex save for me. And you're going to go, let's see, 5, 10, 20.
Where's the book?
I'd say if you only got 30 feet of movement, you'd be about 10 feet shy of the chained library. You're 12. Okay.
It's actually 15 because I get plus
all right.
3 into.
Yeah, it passes. And you will take 1 point of force damage as you walk through this smoky gaseous form. You feel like and it's like a vibration feeling of like a drum head almost, like that shift in atmosphere as you walk into the negative atmosphere of this gaseous form and come back into the much denser air. You can feel this rumble thud through your chest as you take that small little hit of force damage. And so you were trying to get up to the chained library using your full movement and your dash action to get there?
Yeah.
All right. So you get up to the chained library. What would you like to do?
I would like to pick up the book and open it.
All right. So you reach down and you pick up the book containing the letter L glowing on the side. As you reach down to touch the book, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, crap. I'm a paladin. I don't have any wisdom.
You're asleep.
Oh,
as your
no.
hands touch the book and you go to lift it to read, you feel.
I can't be charmed.
It's not charm, it's sleep.
It's a spell, right?
Well, sleep is its separate condition from charmed.
Well, but what's putting me asleep? Is it magic? Or, like,
yeah, it is a magical effect. Do you have advantage against saving throws?
Oh, it's like me. I can't be charmed, and magic can't put me to sleep.
Was that your racial attribute? Because I think he's playing a human, so I don't think he gets.
I have advantage on being charmed, and magic can't put me to sleep.
Yeah, that's because it's because your Fey ancestry from being elven.
Fey does that.
Yeah. So you're a human? So what is your damage resistances may come from your class being a paladin, but sleep is a totally separate condition from charmed. Charmed is the influence over you to tell you to do something. It makes you see an enemy combatant as friendly, and then sleep is literally you would just fall asleep. So your character falls asleep and crumples to the floor with the book in hand. You're just kind of like laying this as the book is open on your torso, laying across your stomach.
So when I looked at the book, it was blank. So when he looked at the book, it was like AWS training material.
Amazon.
Right to sleep.
It was a serious snores fest. It was the Haynes manual for a 1950s.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh
God, put you
god!
right to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that's going to take us to our shadow demon. The shadow demon is going to rush forward and fly into Chip, and as it approaches, it gets close to Chip, and I need him to roll a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
How many times does that guy go? Doesn't the other guy go at some point?
Yeah, the other guy is.
You've moved that guy and me, and then you just moved him again.
This was the last guy. Let's see.
But you moved him on me.
Where did he go?
And then you moved him on to that guy. Now you moved him on to
The one
Tom.
Oh,
on you
I
came
totally-
off of the one that was unhappy, and this is the one that was on Jason.
I think I did. I think I totally did move the wrong one. Let's see.
Yeah.
32 out of 6. You're right. I did move the wrong one. So it's going to be this guy here. I hate to do it. He's going to go after Pomp. So Pomp needs to make a dex save. You can use your stats, Brian, if you don't have stats for him.
Oh, I've got stats for him. He actually
Okay.
has a +3 to his dex save.
Nice.
All right, let's see what he gets. All right,
How
I'm
do
just
you
gonna.
Let's see if he gets Brian rolls or
How
not.
the hell do you have stats on him?
Oh,
Oh
it's
my
a
God.
16 + 3 is 19.
Hey,
19.
There you go.
Go Pump.
So this swirling gray smoky energy envelops Pomplamoose and travels up and around all of his gasket apparatuses and turn handles and the pump stem. And when it gets to the top, he takes his mustache off of his face and he literally is like flicks it around and then puts the mustache back on his face and he just goes
Holy crap! All right,
and like
just
gets
to
harumphed.
just so you know, this is the first time I've ever really read this stuff. But he also has immunity to poison and psychic. He has condition immunities to blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned.
Wow.
Holy
And he
cow,
also
man.
has 60 feet of blind sight.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a pretty handy companion.
Good lord, yeah. It's all in answer to your question, Wes. Like if you go to extras and you add a thing, you can add
Oh yeah.
you can
That's
add
right.
a tiny servant and it
Right.
does all the stuff there. And he also has a 30-foot climbing speed. Dang.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
want
that
to
thing is versatile as hell,
I
man.
want to beat Pomplamoose. That's great.
Um,
No, you have to be Mel. 'Cause
so the shadow
two
demon
of you need each other like the yin and the yang, right?
the shadow demon ends its turn, frustratingly trying to attach itself to
He couldn't
Pomplamoose's
even do
form. All right, so it is going to take us to the top of the round. Venlee, it is your turn.
Okay.
And
Can somebody
Thomas, you're
wake
on
me
deck
up?
next.
Yeah, I guess I saw him.
Yeah, you would have seen Jaron collapse in front
I
of you
guess
as
I
he
saw
rushed
him
forward to grab the book.
collapse. So I'll move over and I'll smack him in the face, wake him up.
All right. So
And
you alert Jaron and wake him out of his magical slumber.
And then
Go
I
ahead.
will in there. And the thing's not on me anymore, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And you have full movement. The animated chain library is dead. I mean, you have nobody around you that could get attack of opportunity.
okay.
And you
I
saw
will-
Harvey and Mel run into the star room.
I'll grab the book.
All right.
And
So
wisdom save.
yeah, go ahead and roll a wisdom save.
No, I have to wake you up.
Well,
We'll see.
but I get a advantage.
Yeah, because of the Fey ancestry.
Yeah, I get advantage. Might not help. Who knows?
Please help.
yeah.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my gosh, another freaking 20. Dude, Wes, you realize that like on Monday at Tommy's game, Misty's gonna absolutely blow because you just used all your good rolls
I
for
get
freaking Venlee.
man. just the way
Wes,
D&D's rolling for
yo,
me.
Thomas, if ever there was a game to go after Wes, it'd be next session on Monday.
Jesus.
He's gonna use all the we all watch Z,
Not
and
even-
then he's
I'm
gonna
not
be
even-
there with them all lined up, right?
Not even trying to do anything. Okay, so I'll take the book and I'll just put it. I'm
Uh,
not trying to like open it.
So you're picking up the book, or are you trying
Yeah,
to grab it from the stand?
I'm just gonna take the book and I'll put it in a pocket, and then I want to run.
All right. So
The
what
stairs.
kind of pocket are we talking about? Because it is a huge tome.
Well, do I have like a backpack or something?
I mean, I'll say you can grab the tome. It's like a coffee table book, like a big ass book. So I mean,
Okay,
it's
well,
like
I'll just run. I'll just grab it and run up the stairs.
all right. So as you run, you make 15 feet, and you feel a resistance as the book starts to slip from your hands. You notice that the chain is attached to the book. You can,
I will. I'll take my.
so you would make it like maybe here, I guess, with the chain.
I will take. Guess I'll take my. Short sword maybe,
That's fine. Go for it.
and try and bust open this. Or
Yeah,
bust
just
off
roll
the
an
chain.
attack chain. Roll an attack check against the chain.
That was
Awesome.
almost a 20.
I know, it was so close.
It was one
So
off from a 20. I swear to
You
God.
you grab this big tome under one arm and you start trying to take off with it like football, running back style, and you make it almost to 15 feet and you feel the tug under your arm and you pull and you look back. You take your short sword from your adjacent holster and you swing across and over and cleave into the chain. Go ahead and roll damage for me for that hit.
I see it. Oh, yes, see it.
7
All
damage.
right. All right. So with your 7 damage, you see the chain snap as your sword makes contact with a rusty linkage. And you have the rest of your turn and the rest of your movement if you'd like.
Okay, so that was my. How much more movement do I have?
You moved 15. So, I mean, however much you'd have
So I
left
have
for yourself
30
and your
more
monk
feet
abilities.
of movement.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Can I get up to the top?
you would get through the door. I
Okay,
would
I'll
just
get
say
through
you
the
get through
door.
the door. Yeah. So you're not in the star room, but you're in the walled-in castle-looking room. It's almost like a entombed room with the plain gray bricks, and you come out in the space where the chained library backed up against that wall. So you're
Okay.
standing in the space the chained library once occupied. You're
Gotcha.
again also looking through, and you see now into in the star room, instead of a flickering golden glow, you see a warm, pulsating, glowing glow, growing glow. Gosh, words. And it continues to fill the space and spread outward, grow stronger and more steady and brighter.
All right. Huh.
You ending your turn or shout? to your
Yeah, I
friends,
guess.
or-
I mean, I'm not gonna try and. I mean, I guess I could. Because let's say I use my movement, my action, and I guess I could bonus action and use a dash, right? Or no?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
So
I'll
you
go
want to
ahead
get
and-
into?
Yeah, I'll
you
go ahead and
into-
get all the way in.
All right, so you run forward into the star room. When you run into the star room, you're met with Mel looking around, inspecting the telescopes as he, like in a Bugs Bunny manner, kind of like jumps up on one and scatters and then turns upside down like Go-Go the dodo and like bounces on his head a couple times and then scampers up the edge of the wall and like runs around the side of it. And Mousse is like zipping around trying to catch him if he falls. And hold on one second. Ashley got a nursing call and Iris is fussing. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, so the reason I asked that tree, if my memoirs was entitled Under the Homunculus, I think Rusty Linkage might be like chapter 4 or 5. That's all I was thinking. That's why I asked.
There were some good ones when we were in the conservatory too that had to do with the lights, but
Babies.
I just like out of game wanted to mention that we decided we needed to do things in order, and that if we take the books out of the where they are out of order, it doesn't go well.
I'm trying to go back to the order. I'm trying.
I know, and I was even going to go naked to do that because I realized that we got to do the telescopes, and then I think we got to do the book.
Guys, I'm back.
Hey, look, you can go naked anytime you want. Nobody's gonna stop you.
Well,
All right.
I was going to have to leave all my stuff and go back for it, but I was willing to make that sacrifice.
So yeah, what I was describing is like zany Mel in like a cartoon style Looney Tunes way is like zipping around the room like like
Oh, you mean
inspecting.
Pump? Pump is doing that. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
and you guys are inspecting all the telescopes and looking at things and scratching
you
your
don't take
head
No,
and
because he already
interacting.
picked up on the 1, 2, 3, 4 shape of the pentagram.
Yeah, yeah, I already-
we
I
already
already-
did that in the room last session.
Yeah, I already know what
Yeah.
I'm doing with the telescopes. So
So that was.
So sorry, and that's what you see as you come rushing through the door, Venlee. And then you see Harvey over in the corner rolling another doobie. All right, are you ending your turn, or do you want to interact with them real quick?
I got nothing else I can do.
Okay, so that is going to take us to Chip's turn. Are you there, Thomas?
it's me, Margaret.
All right. Well, we'll skip over him for now again, and we will move on.
Oh, sorry. No, I
It's okay.
I was literally talking and literally realized I muted myself.
No, you're fine, dude. I appreciate the
I
mutes.
do that all the time.
Yeah. So you saw Venlee rush past you. You saw Mel rush past you, and Harvey fly overhead. What would you like to do, Chip?
Move over here, and I'm
Okay.
gonna get up in this demon's face.
Okay.
Still raging, but I still maintain having advantage in attacking him while he's still in the web. I mean, he's an incorporeal creature, so
Yeah, that's fine.
all right. So then I'm gonna swing, batter, swing.
Nice.
So I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, definitely hits. Super hits.
Is that including a -5?
Yeah, even with the -5.
Okay. So that's this plus 10, 16.
All right.
And then my second hit.
+2. It's 18.
Oh yeah, 18. Gotta get used to playing a barbarian. All right, so here's my second.
So you said 18 for the first attack.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, 2 double 17s. That's awesome. -5 is a 18 to hit,
Also hits.
and then
Sweet.
total of 23 points of damage to the shadow demon.
All right. So give me 1 second here. All right, cool. So you cleave into this shadow demon with your great axe. Whoosh, whoosh. And each time you do, you rip its incorporeal form asunder.
Oh yeah.
The form of its shoulders, where it meets with its neck, is split in half, and like literally banana peel starts to fall off to the side and lays on the floor, flapping despite its ghostly, gaseous, figbury black form. The other axe strike that goes across the chest knocks off what would be its feet, and now it just comes to like a tapered tip, almost like you ripped the corner of a piece of paper. It looks more ghost than humanoid now, as you've literally clipped pieces of its body off. It's looking rough, and it turns around after being axed in the back and looks at you, and it goes, and its eyes widen. It gets crazy as it looks into you and rears up two clawed hands. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No. I just need to upgrade my weapon to something other than a daggone great axe. So, yep, I will
All right.
end my turn.
All right. So that brings us to Mel in the room. Mel, what would you like to do? I can't. Well, I think it'll let me switch. I'm going to see what happens. Let's be.
Oh no,
experimental.
you don't have to do that. You don't. Have to. We can theater the mind of that.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Here's what I know. I know that we have telescopes in roughly a pentagram sort of shape. There's like, or in a star sort of shape. One at the top, then two next to it, and then two down at the bottom.
Yep.
I know that on the wall we have the little diagram of the stars with the ones that were lit up that tells me that the order of things is basically the one at the top, bottom left, top right, top left, bottom right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What I don't know yet is what the telescopes are actually supposed to be pointing at. So I seem to recall there was something in the middle of all the telescopes. What was the thing that was in the middle of them all?
It was a giant globe thing.
Yeah.
With coriander sitting on it, right?
Yeah. So coriander is literally spinning on this rotating glass sphere that has a golden glow. And then the stars along the walls have a faint glowing aura to them as well. When you look up to the ceiling, like I said before, it's as though the roof completely disappears and you look out into a completely open expanse of night sky. The 5 telescopes is you would have moved around your last turn and kind of tugged on them on their stands and moved them around. You notice that the telescopes will point in any direction, up, down, left, right. They're fully movable and swirl and rotate on that tripod stand. So you can align the telescopes in any arrangement you'd like.
Okay, so does anything on either the globe in the middle or up in the night sky sort of match what I would have seen in the in that diagram that was on the wall?
So as you look at the night sky, and your head points basically completely upward, nose straight up, you would see the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. And in the middle of that, there would be a set of 5 stars that twinkle a little bit brighter, but they're not arranged in quite the same pattern as you remember of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you look down at the globe and you get a little closer and lean in and you kind of like shine up the globe a little bit, you see the reflection of the glow from the ambient light of the stars painted on the wall behind you that you came in from. And those stars look exactly like what you saw, but the mirrored inverse as you see them backwards in the globe and upside down because of the refraction of the light coming through the curved edge of that glass. It's like a lens. When you see it, it's completely flipped and transposed. So flipped and flopped.
Okay, cool. So, but when I see it transposed, then the star shape that they're making is actually upside down?
Yeah, so the star shape they're making is an upside down pentagram, but it matches the appearance of the wall behind you and the faint edge of a door outline. In the center of that is the soft light from where you stuck your magic window.
Perfect. All right. So I finally take the spoon off my nose. and I look at the reflection in that, so it turns it right side up again.
Okay.
And then I align the telescopes such that the one at the top is pointing at the 1, and the bottom left is pointing at the 2, and the however long it takes to get them pointing at the ones that are sort of inversed, but then re-inversed via my spoon.
All right. So you arrange the 5 telescopes to align with the stars in sequential order, matching the stars based on the number of twinkles that they do per minute or so that you count. And upon further inspection, when you squint your eye to look at something, looking through your eyelashes with that detailed squint, you notice that thin golden hairs just poke out and spear-like beams off of each of the stars, and you're able to discern the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, and the 5. The timing the way they strobe, the number of times, and the number of lighted points that poke off. You wheel the first telescope around, rotate it on its pedestal, and kick it back a little bit to point up at the number one star at the point of the arrangement. And then you walk around to the next one and you kind of arrange them in the same order, going clockwise, as you work your way back through the pattern to trace out the shape of this 5-pointed star. And when you do that, the crystal globe that Coriander is standing on in the center of the room basically glows this insanely bright sunlight, golden yellow. The whole room is filled with this light. Everybody is temporarily blinded as it flashes, and you hear the sounds, as corny as it sounds, almost like an angelic choir of devas. The ceiling above you changes from the open space and expanse of stars to puffy cumulonimbus clouds with angels and different cherubims and seraphs flying around and circling around a body of great light with beams pointing south, east, north, and west. The beams are arranged almost like in the shape of a cross, and the energy points straight down into the globe, and that's what decimates it out through the rest of the room. So this chorus of angelic hosts is praising the light, and in the room next door that was previously occupied by the animated chained library, you see and hear a gray concrete-like brick slam down and suck itself into the corner backspace of the floor in the lower right area of the rectangular outline that Chip busted through what was the wooden door. And it rushes into that space and cements itself there, and you hear and then a little bit of grinding as other stones start to scrape and move and rearrange themselves in the room behind you.
Okay, so after all that happens, Mel looks over at Venlee and Harvey, kind of looking between them. He's like, "Did you guys see that too?"
Harvey looks up from his Feywild doobie and he takes a long drag.
He has no
You
clue.
do a great Birdman.
He has no clue.
Yeah. Hey, where's that little dude with the food? And Venlee, you are taken back by this flash of golden light in the room, and you kind of nod at Mel in agreement that like just something great and uproarious just happened, and you're not quite sure what to make of it. But you also hear the thud and the slam sound coming from the room that you left. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I mean, I guess not. I think that probably pretty much covered everything Mel was gonna do.
So we'll get to Harvey's turn. Harvey's going to fly his way back across the telescope room and up to the little magic door that Mel placed against the wall, and he peeks his bird torso through the room and cocks his eagle-like head around, looking in both ways and jutting his feathered neck out like this. And then he pops back into the room and turns around and says, "Well, they're all dead." And then he takes the doobie and starts to give it another puff and exit smoke out of his nose. He brushes his feathered hands together, says, "Yeah, so who's going to help me smoke this? And I guess we need to go find that other book."
Hang on, man. Loose use of prepositions there. Who all's dead? It kind of matters.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see anybody. I just assumed.
For crying out. Yeah, I guess I'll go back and look through the mirror to see who's back in the small library room. Or
You
look
hold
at the
your-
window.
You hold your spoon up and you look at your spoon and you get it close to your nose as your eyes cross looking into the spoon. And when your eyes cross, you get that that perfect focus and like and the vision comes to you clearly in the spoon as you can see back through the small little window hole that you made and through the gaping space that was the doorway that Chip busted through and fell down the stairs. And in the other room, you see the candlelit lamps of the library room that your friends are in, and the black swirling presence of the shadow demon trying to encapsulate Pomplamoose.
Oh wait, what? That's still going on?
Yeah,
yeah.
he's still in Trump's square. He just when they succeed their save, I mean, the thing's just still trying to attack it. So it's just swirling and attempting to attack.
So everybody's still back in the big library. Is still back in the big library. They didn't get sucked back into the little room.
No. Well,
no, it's just 3 of us, right?
Dang it.
Yeah. So the others can come into that room with you.
So
Cool.
the two black guys are still trying to attack us, and
they identify as shadow people.
Hey,
did not disappear. And how about the animated books? Have they dropped down on the floor, or they're still flopping around?
The animated book that is webbed to the floor, and you see it just kind of like pulsing like a fly that's gone into a spider's web. Mm-hmm. The other animated book off to the side is kind of flittering and flitting around and swirling in and on it, on itself.
Changed in here, huh?
Not so much.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So it is the shadow demon's turn. And the shadow demon is actually going to leave your threat space, Thomas, and it's going to take its full movement of flight plus a dash to make it to the door.
So if it is dashing, I provoke an attack of opportunity on it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just so you're aware, if I make contact, it's not going anywhere.
Hey, that's perfectly fine.
Sentinel.
Nice.
Do it.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
And that's an 18 to hit.
Oh, most definitely.
Please put it back to where it was. Oh, yes. That's a 27 points of slashing damage.
By the way, Tom.
Holy cow, dude.
Do you have just a regular great axe, or is yours a +1?
It's a great regular. It's just a regular.
Because you should have like a plus, right, Ryan?
Well, the thing is, I've tried to talk to Ryan about this stuff, but he's so preoccupied that. Like,
I was crazy slammed at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Me and Tommy are going to kind of like work on his character because there's a lot that comes. He's literally the only OG player right now from like the very, very first session.
Gotcha.
So I definitely want, it would be like in order of who's been in the game the longest, it would be him and then Jason Osterbein. So as far as like backstory and experience with what the campaign's about, their characters would have had the most so far. And then obviously you and Jaron would be next.
No, I'm just saying you gave us all like
the notes in the game campaign do give you 2 magic items and stuff. So later on, if Tommy wants to revisit that stuff, he can edit. I trust everybody implicitly. And this game's about story. If you guys want to fudge and ruin it, that's on you. But if we want to play honest and fun,
no, I mean that's fine.
But if everybody else got a +1 or something magical, then he should too. I mean,
that's
definitely. No, and that's why I said I totally trust Tommy to do what he wants.
Right now, my attitude is like, I'm here to have fun. I don't give a crap about the magical items just yet. I figure by next time we play together, we could just like RP and be like, oh, there's a magical suit of armor on the wall, or that has this or something.
Or since 27 points of damage just wrecked that demon.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Maybe your axe just sucks that demon in and becomes +1 at this point.
So Chip's favorite weapon is actually a what is it? It's a glaive. He prefers to use glaives and halberds.
Nice.
So right now, if you want to say that his axe becomes a +1, that's perfectly fine.
No, I'll let you. We'll flavor you up, but go ahead and just tell me how you want to kill it.
You haven't really needed it so far tonight, honestly. You've been really
yeah. Well, I get a mad crazy damage boost because of everything that I got going on with my
Yeah,
character. But
you and Jaron are gonna tank the crap out of this, man. It's gonna
yeah.
be ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
when you see um this guy, this lumberjack, you look at him as he's swinging with this axe, and it's almost as if like feral like visuals start to appear on his face. His hair becomes more thick and matted like a bear. You see
Nice.
like his fingers kind of get a little longer like a wolf. His eyes have this like predatory visage, and he just grins with this like almost animalistic instinct and just wings his axe through the air, just sliding through this incorporeal creature. And it's like almost as if the mist and darkness kind of swell around the axe and then just kind of instantly explode, and all of the shadows creep back out and kind of like go into every kind of porous opening and crevice that are within the space, as if it was running from me and dying at the same time.
No, that's
Wow.
super sick, man. Yeah, and as the axe cleaves through the last bit of that incorporeal form, you just hear the as it's kind of like snuffed out.
And then do you rip off your tearaway pants and do a little like butt wave for everybody?
No,
Yeah.
The top button pops a little bit. There you go.
That's right.
All right,
a little
fine.
a little brawny man chest hair pokes out.
Yeah,
It's a start. It's a start. You'll live up to your name one of these days.
That's
Mhm.
hilarious. Now, Chip, after
My-
having wrecked the Shadow Demon, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I mean, well, that was the that wasn't my turn. That was the Shadow Demon's attempt to
That's
flee.
right. Oh god, that was
Oh
just
my
a reaction.
gosh.
That was my reaction, homie.
Yo, way to
That was
keep
just
the
an- that
DM
was
on
just an
track, because
opportunity
you
attack.
totally just wasted a
I
creature
know,
with your
I
reaction.
know this is your game, but I'm about to make it my game. No, I'm
Dude, that's super sick. All right, so I don't know why it's not showing up dead in the combat tracker, but then that would take us to Happy's turn.
Okay.
So Happy, you're seeing the majority of your friends leave the space. Shadow Demon has fallen. The Great Library has fallen.
This was the Black Shadow Demon, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and she saw the book go out.
Yeah, so you
Right.
see Venlee. You saw Venlee rush up
I
to the
saw
book,
Venlee
almost in
go
a
out with the book.
roguish like manner.
So,
Yeah.
Happy is going to think about the map and the directions on the map.
Yep.
And so, and that's what I just put up in the stream now. So, the direction said find and begin your route in room M13, which seems to be where we are. Run like mad to room M5. So I'm thinking I need to tell everybody, let's get the book and run downstairs now. So,
Nice. So you shout out to your friends in this library space, and you make a dash for the
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
stairway
thinking.
and the
I'll use
glowing
my
door.
I'll use the dash action. So so does 50 feet of movement get me into the
Yeah,
other room?
I'm just gonna say, for the sake of the game, because I do want to move it forward with us getting to be 10-19. You end up making it out of the space. You're standing in the gray entombed room that has just the castle brick walls. And as you make it through the doorway, your foot catches on a brick that wasn't previously there. So in game or out of game, what's happening is the wall is walling itself up one brick at a time.
Okay.
And so you stumble, your foot stumbles, you manage to catch your footing. You stand in the entombed room, and you start hearing this like grinding wheel sound of grit and gravel as the cinder blocks start
So
to
we're slowly being
like
trapped
shifting.
in this room.
The cast
Yeah, so if
idea.
y'all
So-
don't leave here, you'll be trapped in here. Yes.
Okay.
Is it whose turn is it?
So Happy still has other actions in her action
Yes.
economy, and then it would be your turn, Jaron.
Right. Well, if I took the dash action, then that's
You okay? So
I
you used your
so
full
my free
movement bonus
action
action.
essentially is to tell everybody, "Hey guys, we got to get out of here fast." The instructions say, "Run like mad."
Get the hell out of here!
I'll say, who the hell are you?
Jaren's your turn, buddy.
And I'll say,
Okay.
"The one who's trying to save your ass."
All right.
Right?
I am going to summon my horse.
Nice.
So I cast Find Steed.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, and then I'm going to ride my horse as quickly as possible up the stairs.
Okay. So the horse, I don't know its stats. I think they have like a ton of freaking movement there.
Yeah, they
I
do.
was gonna
Yeah,
try
it's
to.
like 50 to 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to add
awesome.
more horse, but
And I can communicate with it telepathically.
Yes.
until I can find a better horse, I'm just putting this one down for you, Jaron.
Okay.
So you ride your horse up to the top of the stairs here,
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
and you would be on it.
and then I go through the door as quickly as possible.
Oh,
So
that's
do
your
you leap-
character? He looks so cool.
You leap off the
I
horse
love that.
and
Yeah, that's
throw your
pretty
leg
nice.
over the saddle, and you rush through the door. Your horse, unfortunately, is not going to be quite small enough to make it through
Yeah.
comfortably. You could guide it under the doorway, and it could enter the mansion with you, or you could
Well,
dispel it.
I can talk to it telepathically, so I telepathically guide it through the small hole.
Okay, so just like a very well-trained knight's horse, your steed, until you name it, we will call it Chocolate Chip. I don't know.
Billy Bob.
What is the name of your steed?
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Jaron, you click your mouth. You go, and then you hear him go, Billy Bob. And then as you walk and duck under this cement doorway that's framing itself in, you see this well-trained war horse just kind of trot and clop one hoof over and then duck itself through and canter in through the doorway.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, it's going to take us to our last Shadow Demon's turn. The last Shadow Demon does not have enough space, but he's using full movement and bonus action to try to get as close as he can to the glowing yellow light that pokes into this open library from the room adjacent. And it will end its turn. That brings us back to the top of the round with Venlee. So Venlee, the telescopes have been arranged. This explosion of lights taking place. You still have the book with the letter L under your arm. You see Happy run into this room, and
think
she
I got
screams,
skipped.
"We've got to get out of here!" You come right after Venlee. Yeah, you're literally right. You're next, Thomas. Like right after
Oh, 'cause
Wes.
it's-
I
'cause
got
it
a
was-
24. You got a 23.
Yeah.
Jerome. Okay, because it was Jerome, then the black one was dead, so that one. I'm just
No,
curious 'cause the orange
yeah,
got to move.
The orange one is the one that should be killed. I don't know why it's color coded them. So like,
Okay.
yeah. We're gonna get you there because I want to wrap
It's
this up
okay.
and bring you guys back into the mansion. So
Thank you.
I mean, I'm cool with
you-
killing shit.
you see Happy rush through. Sweat on her brow. The sense of urgency from this person has never been greater. Since the entire time you've been in the mansion with her. I mean, she's flailing her arms, frantic, barely able to catch her breath, and she says, "We've got to run!"
Okay. Where?
Room 5, M5.
I don't know
So-
where that is.
Okay.
Where is that?
Well,
So
if you
she
look-
says
if you
M5.
look in the Twitch thing.
No, I would not know to look in Twitch while I was playing.
Oh no, I've got the notes that I wrote down, right?
Right.
Where
but
I have
where would
where
I
I have the
you have to-
directions. So M5 is downstairs, just at the bottom of the stairs. I think that is where we had the knife fight.
Okay, so you just tell me to run downstairs.
Yeah, run downstairs.
All right, I will toss the book to Mel,
Okay.
'cause I know he liked that book, and then I'll take off downstairs.
Right. So Venlee, you bound down the stairs.
I mean,
You're
I
the
can
first
use
person
I
to-
can 90 feet if I really want to.
Cool. cool.
Yeah. I mean, you would definitely make it to that room if you used your full movement. And M5 was actually called the study.
Oh, that's the study. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. M4 was the training room. M3 was the library.
It's been so long since we had the knife fight
Yeah,
that I can't
and
remember what the
Venlee,
rooms are anymore.
when she yelled M5, like a brief stroke of memory would recall to you the fire escape map on the back of the door.
But
yeah. So you make it downstairs first. When you leave the threshold of the star room and you pass into the laboratory in M11, you look back, and in M12, where the telescopes are, there's no light, there's no glowing globe, and Coriander's floating in midair. And when you look into that room, instead of seeing a room covered with blue paint on the wall and a mural of stars depicted, or even looking up kind of at a corner backward over your shoulder as you kind of trail out under the door, now there's a ceiling over the room. And it's basically just like a stark white empty room. There's no furniture. There's nothing in there. And as a matter of fact, it looks so clean. It's as though the room had not ever been opened or tread upon. The floor is shining marble. It's square inset tiles with the grout lines. The grout is not stained or marred. The tiles look freshly waxed and oiled and have a perfect sheen. So it's as though the enchantment on this room, when you leave it, no longer shows itself to your eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess I'll run all the way to the study then.
Okay. So you make it to the study. Is there anything you'd like to do?
No, I guess I'll like make sure there's no threats, but make sure that everybody's, wait for everybody. That's where everybody's going.
What's your
Wait for me.
what's your passive perception?
Be pretty high.
I could click it, but I'm being lazy.
17.
All right. So when you walk back into the study, for some reason, for the very first time, you start to pay attention to the layout of the room and the detailed elements in the study itself. The first time when you first arrived here with just Harvey and Jaron and Galdean, it was such a shock to the system to be trapped and to see the wizard Matreus rush off madly as the portal closed. And your friends got trapped eating the magic food, that you really haven't had time to just like scan and look around the mansion and make sense of anything. Now catching your breath, walking into the study, you look at two red leather easy chairs with brass rivets fixing the cushion and upholstery to the chair itself, wooden ornate claw and ball feet, and a nice plush carpet. But sitting next to one of those chairs on a table laying open is a huge tome with a purple leather cover and gold corner feet collets. This book has a strange golden glow emanating from underneath the cover, which is open and laying flipped down on the table.
Okay, well, I'm not any good at Arcana or anything, so I'm not going to touch it.
But you make note of it being there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are
So
you doing anything else with your turn, or do you want to shout anything back?
I'll just, I guess I'll just be like, hey, hurry up. If we gotta go.
Excuse me.
Coast was clear.
Okay.
At least when I was coming down.
All right. And with that, it's going to take us to Chip's turn. Chip, you're on deck. What do you want to do?
Dude, I am going to run as fast as I can, taking the dash action. The book can hit me if it wants. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
It can't because it's webbed, by the way.
Okay, so I'm going to get there and then go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I'll get in the room as well.
All right. When you walk into the room,
Can I give Billy Bob a good push through the hole?
Yeah, so you come up to the
No
granite
horse
castle
left
room.
behind.
Right. Inspiration for next game, Thomas.
Hell yeah!
That's
all
pretty
right.
funny. You come up and you see the glowing light of the magic window that was slapped on the adjacent wall to the one you busted through, but it's
Mhm.
blocked by the rump of this war horse, decorated in similar colors and heraldry to Jaron the paladin. You come upon it and you just push on its hindquarters to try to shove it through so you can get inside the space.
Hey
Go ahead and
now.
roll me an animal handling check.
All right. Something I am actually trained in. That's a 15.
Yeah, so with your 15, you give it a little like pat, kind of like you've done with the quarter horses and draft horses you've used as a logger. And
Yeah.
you also click your teeth. Hey, there you go, girl. And you realize
I heard its name. I used the full name, Billy Bob. I know it ain't no girl.
actually, I'm going to say just for the sake of funniness, you know the name, but it is a female horse.
It's totally a female horse.
It's totally
Yeah,
a girl.
you say, hey, there you go, Billy Bob, that a girl. And she moves forward into the room and lets you in. So you've got a horse in this laboratory now, occupied by Mel, who was previously in the telescope room. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
That's all I can actually do. Because I use the dash action to get all the way in. But I will stand by the entrance to make sure that the shadow demon doesn't get through.
Okay. All right. So you post up with your great axe in hand. You're ready to cleave another dark, shadowy form asunder. All right. So that ends your turn. That's going to take us to Mel.
Okay, I have great concern here. So this doorway seems to be almost completely blocked off now. Like everybody just crowded around the door, or what?
I threw you the book, by the way.
So you're essentially standing in the telescope room. The magic window that you made into this telescope room is not closing. Into the secret room is not closing up.
Right.
It's the space that that chained library is leaned against.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
fine.
sorry.
But
I just wanted to clarify that you were.
Or baby.
Speaking infernal.
I'm gonna mute myself.
All right.
See, I like it.
It worked. Oh my god.
So this is super. This is super important. Okay. So can I see through to that door that is in the process of closing up?
Yes, you can.
How far away is it?
From the telescope room to that open door, I'd say it's like 20 feet if you're in the middle of the telescope.
Okay. Is the room currently completely jacked up with a bunch of people who came through the door and possibly a horse?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what happens. Mel, who's nearby? Is Happy still in here?
Happy made it in, yeah.
Cool. All right. So Happy runs. I'm sorry. Mel runs over and tosses the book to Happy.
Okay.
Then he misty steps once again all the way back through to the to that stairway that the horse is no longer on. I guess the horse is.
Yeah, the horse is in the room now. Yep.
Right. So Mel is going to misty step all the way back here. At the same time, poor little Pumplamoose is with his pump going, is trying to book it across here, and only makes it about this far. And I've misty stepped right about to here with my bonus action. And at this point, I am going to cast Catapult on Pumplamoose at myself.
That's awesome. Roll with advantage.
Oh, is this Pumplamoose?
Yeah. That's so badass.
It's pretty
Is this
cool.
blue thing Pumplamoose?
So yeah, so I will roll my dex save with advantage, I guess. to see what happens here. I wind up with like an 18 on my deck save, and for his deck save, I'll just roll 2 of those
So Ryan, I
things.
think you should allow this only if he makes the face that Pumplemoose is going to make as he's flying through the air.
Exactly, right?
So his deck save is 10. So Pumplemoose is coming through. The thing on his chest is spinning. His arms are like wacky, like waving arms like at a car dealership. The whole thing is like pumping, at the top, and he's like starting to look panicked on his face. Mel appears at the top of the stairs, sees him coming, and just goes, "Here, batter, 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 batter," and then Pumplemoose flies through the air and just smacks directly into Mel as he catches him, and then he uses whatever like movement he has then to try and move back. Technically, Pumplemoose failed his save, so he actually in the process of this whole thing takes 15 points of damage, and Pumplemoose is inert once more. So Mel has Pumplemoose in hand, but Pumplemoose is no longer animated, and he'll have to do some work.
Dude, that's legit the saddest thing that has happened this whole game. I'm sorry, dude. She's like really fussy, so I heard everything y'all were doing. I just had myself intermittently muted to deal.
Poor Pumpy.
And
Yeah,
then he runs back through the door in between horse and big people legs, cradling Pumplemoose's inert form in his arms.
as you run under Billy Bob's haunches, you are immediately informed that Billy Bob is a female.
Oh yeah, yep.
By the avoidance of horse dick.
They retract it up. I mean, it's not like they dangle it.
Oh, that's right. It's a special skill that other animals have.
Haven't mastered.
I keep trying, just doesn't work.
It's not cold enough. Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be a weird angle. I'm gonna have to stand up and rock with her, so I apologize for that in advance.
It's okay.
Hey, you've got a newborn. It's okay.
That's my
all right. So with that, it goes back to Harvey. Harvey is going to take off after Venlee because he's mostly curious about where his girlfriend's going off to, his little buddy. Familiar faces and all. So you see Harvey pick up, and he sort of like flits and hovers 5 feet over the ground and just like weaves his way like a stoned bird. I imagine he's sort of like flying and bumping into everything because he's got like this awesome Feywild wacky weed high, and he bumps into like a skeleton, that's in the corner on a rack, like a laboratory skeleton, and flies, and then he's floating there for a minute, flaps a couple more seconds, turns around, he's like, "Oh, hey dude, sorry there." It like rights the skeleton's frame and then takes off down through the hallway and flies down the stairs to meet Venlee. With that, it is going to take us to, that would be the dead shadow demon. It is Happy's turn.
Okay, so I'm there in that crowd.
Yeah, you're in the star room right now, the observatory room.
So if I take a dash action, I'll have 50 feet of movement. Will that get me down to the study?
It would get you down to the hallway right at the door looking into the study.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right. And at that, it's going to be Jaron's turn.
Okay, I get back on Billy Bob and I ride him as far down the stairs as I can.
All right. So Billy Bob moves, very precariously through this mansion, as though this trained warhorse that she is, used to walking in parades and castles and, has a very well-mannered footing. And she casually trods down the stairs, rounds the corner, and is standing right behind Happy. As Billy Bob and you arrive behind Happy, Billy Bob just goes to announce her presence to Happy. I'm going to take you guys out of the space. You hear, as everyone has left the space, the lone shadow demon rushes for the door to try to make it into the sealed tomb area that the animated chain library was sequestered to. And as it flies up and makes its way along the banisters towards that space, after all of you have left the star room, all of the cinder block bricks that form the space shuffle and grind and creak, and it walls itself up.
Isn't Chip still in the room?
No, Chip left the room, I believe.
Yeah, I literally just barely made it.
Yeah.
No, but he's still in the star room.
So
No.
the star, I'll show you what got walled off. We're gonna switch the maps because it'll make it easier to pick up on.
I hope I didn't.
No, I know he's not walled off, but he's still upstairs.
No, I made it through the door.
No, I know, but you're upstairs versus downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of us.
Well, no,
are still
going downstairs has nothing to do with the wall. The wall itself comes from the. All right, so let me click on it so I can show you. So basically, right here, this whole center block wall would have opened up to a 10 by 10 space.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, that's what got walled up. Now, the magic door is a regular door now because Harvey, because Mel solved the puzzle the actual right way and didn't cheat the system. The real secret door that was on that wall opened itself up. So basically, you all are back in Fistandia's mansion. You're not in that little pocket library thing.
Well, I mean, though, I do want to point out that I did cheat the system first, and I only solved it the right way begrudgingly.
Yes.
Well, actually, we were in the middle of solving it the right way, and Harvey was trying to go up into the attic and come down again, and somebody else was just hitting the wall. And that was when we stopped trying to do it the right way and went over and tried to help them. So, you know.
Yeah. Mel was like, I don't have time for these telescopes. All right. So, if everyone is able to move their token accordingly, I don't know if y'all can move other player tokens or not. They may have updated that. If somebody can move Jason's token for him, if she's just really not feeling it, guys.
That's me. Okay, so you said I was down in the hallway.
I know. So have we left the telescope room? I'm not even sure where we are now.
Yeah, I'll say that you guys did what Happy commanded you to do, which was to run like mad to M5.
Okay.
So everybody's made their way around to M5. And Venlee, you're the first person in there, so you can put your token where you choose. This is the book that you were looking at, Venlee.
Okay.
I figure I'll just be with the group. My token's not on here, but it's cool. No rush.
And that's
No
the
worries.
Because that's why she's super pissed.
I know. With the bee on its spine.
So yeah, what was it you were asking? The letter on the book that you're seeing there?
Yeah. Is that the one with the B or the S?
No, that is actually the letter I, if I'm not mistaken.
I, okay.
Let me double check that real quick. Because I have to keep up with these.
Oh, okay. I guess we haven't seen the one in the study yet. We had the one from the library and one from downstairs, but we hadn't seen the one in here yet. So
yeah,
no. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the one in the study, well, Venlee's up. So Venlee was the first one in there. Venlee saw the magic book. All right. Venlee does not want to touch the book. So we're out of combat. It's open role play. I'm going to say you guys rush around the corner. You see Venlee in there staring stoically at this book that matches the descriptions of the other ones and begin scene.
Is it behaving erratically?
Can I get a mini?
It's behaving erotically.
Ooh, this is that kind of library.
I'll be the homunculus. Okay.
No, I've got you, dude. Hold on.
Okay. I was like, my body turns into a small little creature.
That's a different stairwell, Thomas. So you would actually be coming down this way.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you guys see Venlee in the library looking at this book. What are y'all going to do?
not picking it up.
I just point at the book. I'm like, someone who knows stuff about magic or something needs to deal with this.
Yeah, not me.
Hey, Happy, what's next?
So we're out of a net. So Happy's got the one book, and she says, "Okay, here's what we're supposed to do." And I've got the clues up in stream. So here's the exit map. We're supposed to get the book upstairs. That's the L book. We come down here, and Venlee, you got the second book. That's the I book. Then we're supposed to sneak down to room 17. That's downstairs. Remember when we ran into that gelatinous cube? We need to sneak down to 17.
Which one's 17?
That's the next one on the list, guys.
No, I mean, which of the rooms downstairs
So
is room 17?
M17 was the alchemical laboratory.
Where the cube was, where the homunculus is now.
Where we found the book and got it out of order.
I don't mean to sound rude, but who the fuck are you people?
So you guys are looking upon this strange man dressed in very odd clothing. None of you would recognize him.
So Mel sort of like from his like little tiny stature looks all the way up at him and goes, say that again like you are trying to sound rude.
Happy's just going to say, hey, it's a crazy thing here, and we all came from different places, and it's a little disorienting, but we have a list of instructions, and if we follow the directions, we'll all be able to get out together. So if you don't want to join us, that's okay. You can have a seat here and eat some of this enchanted food and, whatever you want to do. But we're going to try and get out of here, and we're using this set of directions to do it. You're welcome to join us if you want to.
Well, I don't trust fairy food, but I'll follow you.
Chip, when you hear Happy explain this information to you about this mansion and this Fistandia lady and working together to get out of here, you scratch your head and you're still a little bit confused about the where and the why and the what and the how of your circumstances. Like I said, the last thing you remembered was, living a life of luxury, a well-respected folk hero in the city of Whitestone, being given a wonderful lodging within the castle's protective walls, but also still craving the freedom of the forest as you were working just outside the outskirts of the city wall boundary, cleaving down hardwood trees for your retirement hobby of fine wood carvings. You were in the middle of working on a piece, and literally you closed your eyes just for a brief second as though to nod off. And when you awakened, a force beyond your control tossed you through that door into the banister and bobbled you all the way down those stairs.
So my question for all of you would be, what are your names? And I guess how did we all get here?
I'm Mel. I got here when a chair ate me.
Chair ate you.
I punched Chip in the face for being rude.
Okay.
Make an attack check.
Yeah, roll an attack check.
There's magic and illusionist going on. This is Fistandia's magic, and she's aligned with other magicians, and so we all got here through holes in space and time. It doesn't make any sense.
When she says holes in space and time, roll me a history check, Chip. And Jason, I guess you're still working on your attack check, or did you already make it?
19.
All right. So as she rattles off more information about holes in space and time, you recall your experience in the Bramblewood. You remember the fate of the loggers' camp. You remember the experience of walking forward to walk backward as you proceeded through the enchanted grove in the woods that was, where the loggers were trapped and their camp was ripped to shreds by twig blights. But more than anything, you echo back to the haunting memory of the strange old woman with the crooked back and the magical, delightful creatures and friends that she kept. But the terror that you experienced at the hands of her animated house on giant, monstrous legs, and how she seemed to be there 1 second and then disappear within a flash and a pop of a rainbow bubble as the wood around you disappeared, and you and your compatriots were spat back out at the entryway to the Bramblewood as though your adventure had never taken place.
Yeah, you kind of like see me drift off, and I'm just like shaking my head with like I'm like in shock. But then I guess I come back to, and I guess you punch me.
What do I roll? What dice
So-
do I roll?
Where it says unarmed strike, you should just be able to click attack. Or you know how it says the +6 to hit? If you click the +6, that'll roll for you your attack.
Okay.
Because your +6 gets added to that 20.
Uh,
Yeah.
damage is just 1 plus strength. But
Yeah, it is. It's 1 plus strength. And my strength is
All right.
17.
No, like what did you roll to hit?
Yeah, he rolled an 18 to
18.
hit.
Oh yeah, then he
Yeah.
hit me.
Yeah, his
So he
damage would
gets-
be just a flat 4.
Plus, so he deals 4 damage to me.
Yeah.
So like
you see Jaron reel around and whip a fist into the side of your head as he cold cocks you for mouthing off.
he as soon as he hits me,
No, yeah, okay, it's 4. 1 plus my strength modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4.
so immediately you hit my body, and it's like you're hitting a stone wall. You deal half as much damage to me because I'm still raging.
So he
and,
does 2 damage.
Yeah, he does 2 damage to me, and then
Wow.
I immediately kind of like snap out of like my like whole fearful like the witch is gonna eat me, and then kind of look down at him with a smile and say, "You hit good, boy. You hit good."
See, I knew that would work. Snap you right out of it.
And then I
So
drop my. Well, no, he hit me, so I'm still raging
Yeah.
because I don't like these people. I don't know them. I don't trust
You're
them.
like shoulder huffing,
Yeah.
axe is like in your hand at the ready, and
yeah.
you're just looking around like,
but
"What's
now
next?"
you're raging comfortably.
You're
Yeah.
raging with a purpose.
Yeah. There's a reason to. I still have purpose. I still have reasons. Yeah.
So as this all goes on,
Oh, hold on. Before that happens,
Go ahead.
I'll look at him and I'll say, "We'll be good friends."
Yep.
as this all happens and you get clocked in the face, a strange little figure pokes its head around the corner and leans around, gripping the edges of the doorway to poke its whole body out and get just beside Harvey. His head leans against Harvey's hip, and he looks up at Harvey and kind of like pokes him in the chest. He's like, hey, could you tell them to keep it down? I'm trying to watch the Cubs in here.
I'm gonna draw an axe, like a throwing axe, off my hip, and be like, "Oh, fairy," but not throw it yet.
This is
So,
coriander,
when you-
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
when you say
Happy's gonna
off
say
the-
no, he's with us.
Everything
No,
seems
he's
to be
not.
with you.
He's a punk.
So when you say oh, a fairy, and Happy warns you, and Jaron calls Coriander a punk, Coriander walks completely out of the kitchen where he was sitting up on the counter watching the Cubs game, and he trots forward. He walks under Harvey's legs as the tail feathers brush him in the face, and
Oh
he
my
stands
God.
he stands in front of Harvey at the corner point between Jaron and Chip, and he looks at Jaron and he says, some tough guy you are. An ice cream sundae took you out, bitch.
I'll say,
He's saying that to Jaron, and then he turns around and he looks at you, Chip, and he says, by the way, I'm no fairy. I'm a homunculus. Totally different breed of bad guy.
I say to him,
And Chip, I need you to roll me a perception check.
okay. And I was gonna tell him, uh, so I'm gonna say to him, you watching the Cubs game? Who's winning, the Brown Bears or the Black Bears?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Sammy Sosa's up on deck. Bases are loaded. It's the bottom of the ninth.
The moment he says like something about baseball and like all that, I'm like, what? I got an 8 for perception check. Like my character's never heard anything about baseball. Like he's just like used to seeing bears fight, and he thought it was like an actual Cubs fighting in the woods.
I was waiting for the Bears, but yeah.
So, with your 8 on perception, you look his little funny form up and down, and you notice that stuck to his hand is a small white cat. And every time he talks to you and flails his hands around, this small white cat is stuck to his hand, and it just keeps going. He's basically just completely grown accustomed to having a cat magically velcroed to his hand, so much so that he was able to watch a baseball game with this, disobedient kitten who's clearly not happy to be stuck to him either. So when the mood calms down a little bit, Coriander leans to the side and looks around Jaron, and he sees Happy and Meln. He says, "Oh, hey there. You see, looks like we're getting close to getting out of here, right?" And
yes,
he reaches into his little kangaroo pouch, and he pulls out his cigar again, and he puts it in his mouth with the one free hand, and he elbows Jaron, and he says, "Hey, what does a guy got to do to get a light around here?" And he lifts the cat up. Shows he can't light the cigar with the cat.
I'm gonna turn to him and say,
"Do
you have any?"
So you snap your fingers, and a little flame sparks up, and he starts puffing the cigar, and he just chiefs it in really long. I need you all to roll your perception.
I was gonna ask him if he has any extras.
Hold on, I need y'all to do something first, though.
Perception.
Yeah, everybody roll perception.
Oh my god, a 9. God, I'm rolling all 9s.
Yeah, right, this is so great. This is so great. What did you get, Mel?
Hang on, my mouse just died. Just a sec.
It's all good.
I gotta plug it in.
Worst.
Yeah, I finally rolled crappy.
Which is perfect.
Is the 15 high enough to know what's going on?
I'll tell you in a second once I get Larry's roll or
when,
Mel's roll.
5 or 6 people
all
still
right,
can't
awesome.
get better than 15. It's just...
So all of you see Coriander puff up on this huge 60 gauge cigar as the ember just chokes its way down, and you see the soot and the ash collect and start to slowly trickle off on Jaron's shiny boots. He collects a lungful of smoke and a cheekfuls of smoke. And as he's getting ready to answer your question after asking for the light, he laughs. And a huge cloud of smoke fills the hallway. Jaron, you see Coriander's little flippy floppy feet, and he actually runs past you through your legs, and he manages to bob and weave past Mel and Happy, and he ducks around into the exercise room.
No. I can't bash him.
So yeah, I mean, at the time, Mel was spending pretty much all of his attention casting mending on Pamplemousse. So yeah, he didn't even notice any of that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this tricky little homunculus just literally darted down the hall with a giant cloud of cigar smoke for his cover. And you all are left standing in the hallway together with Venlee staring at the letter I book sitting open on the armchair and Happy reading the next steps. Sneak to M17. Sneak to M17.
Cool.
That's downstairs.
So what do you guys want to do?
That's where we had the
In the game.
uh-huh.
Are you jumping off for the night?
I mean, it's 11.
Yeah, it's a good stopping point,
Yeah,
I think.
this is a good spot.
All right. Well, I'll just say for the sake of getting us to where we're going to be next week or next game session, Venlee, you feel a surge of confidence come over you from Happy reading over the clue and recalling the fire escape map on the back of the door here. And as you stare at the book and you look back at the doorway, there is a framed piece of artwork on the wall that is cross-stitched, and the little riddle shows up yet again in old English lettering and tacky colors and says, books taken out of their place in spelling line result in monsters every time. And you think to yourself, well, we took the L book from the chained library study room on the third or second floor, and nothing's pursued us since then. And you've gone into this room and picked up this book to look at it, and nothing's happened.
No, I didn't touch his book.
I'm not going to curse you, Wes. I'm trying to fast forward the game. So Venlee picks up the book, nothing happens, and you walk toward the door cautiously. Taking one step through the threshold of the door, nothing happens.
Okay.
The letter I stays glowing gold, and now you have a letter L book and a letter I book, both glowing gold.
Gee, whatever it spells library at some point.
I wonder if it smells smart ass, Wes. No, I'm just playing. It doesn't spell
I
library.
already counted on my fingers. There's 7 steps. How many letters in library? It would be.
It would be enough steps, but it is not the word library.
Yeah.
All right, so you've recovered 3 of the puzzle books, L, I, and R.
Liberty.
And we know L, I, and oh, I thought we had a B and an F.
No, you have L, I, and R.
L, I,
The R book came from the study or from the library. The R book was the one Harvey tried to use for rolling papers. And then you collected the L book from the chained library and the I book from the study room off of the easy chair.
There was one downstairs in the lab.
Did anyone take that book?
No.
I thought y'all left it there.
I thought we put it back when all the books started flying around.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think you guys left the book that was in M5 in the alchemical library or in the alchemical laboratory. So down in the basement is the next book.
Right. But I'm gonna just say that I'll remind you guys that it says that we need to sneak down there. So no Leroy Jenkins. We need to.
I already snuck down there once.
Who's
did.
Leroy Jenkins?
So the wizard that was in this party, he decided to just like dash down the stairs and triggered a gelatinous cube as a magical trap. So
He came
Thomas
in and his
just
first action was, "And what are you gonna do?" And he was like, "Ah!" and
yeah,
ran
he's
right
like,
into a
Leroy
cube.
Jenkins. Well, Wes, if you got to wrap it up, we can end game here. Anybody that wants to post game chat